Asante. Take that. You're welcome. And you know this. Oh, you got another one? Just keep it going. Where?
Now we're supposed to say hello.
Yo, dang, come on.
Oh, I don't have that either. Are these the extra copies here? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, these were up there, but half were upside down, so we didn't. Okay, turn them upside down. And that's, and I gave you the numbers that covered it 2 weeks ago. I grabbed a copy real quick and didn't realize it was going to go over. So I'm, yeah, exactly.
You come in, you'll need to get some copies.
Okay.
morning, kid. Oh, baby, thank you. Hallelujah, thanks. Wow. Oh, there goes. Yeah. Oh, he's been a roll today. Hoorah. You represent the army.
Huh?
You look up to the wife,
That's my wife.
no, I'm saying, are you looked up to?
Hold on, I can't hear you. Hold on.
I said, are you looked up yet?
Yeah.
Thank you. I need to put it at the bottom.
Well, just pull it out quick. Go ahead. It looks like it's not here anyway. Go ahead, move your door.
Wow, got a lot of flavor in this stuff.
All right, there you go. What'd you say?
It says I'm still alive.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, you got another flavor popsicle. Look here, kid.
Yes, yes, that's the, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah? You don't know, do you, now, all the questions? Now take that, you don't know.
Hey Doug, how everybody doing today? I'm feeling great. Yes, I have a meeting at 12 o'clock. What's up, Tim Ward?
Hey, what up? Hey!
Ain't nobody see the whole picture. I see a whole lot of frenemies, enemies, sellouts, weak voices, manipulated ears.
Damn, Rich, don't,
Manipulated ears.
Rich, don't talk about me right now, I'm right here, dude.
Did you get your copy? Yes.
What up, what's up, what? Hey, man, what the? I thought that was man, that's you. Man, what the? Man, come on. What? Wow. Hey, I don't know yet, man. All these trick questions. Everybody asks me questions. They ain't no one asks questions. Ain't that? Then what? Talking to her. Man, just, man, stay tuned. Just stay tuned. That's what, to the, what? Hey, man, what's up? I deal with it my own kind of way. What's up? No. You what? Man, what's up? Man. Junk it.
There's two downstairs.
Man.
You have one? I have one, she has one, no. Alicia? You have one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we might be.
Huh. Azute! Take that.
I didn't have room for it on that.
Azute it again. Oh yeah.
You remember that?
In the old. How long you think it's gonna be before you get there? Y'all just couldn't go back and get it from like 3 years ago. What y'all do, just learn files or something? Because I don't understand how it's the same stuff y'all use when y'all check when you run. That's ridiculous. What I mean is 2021, that was an executive order. What happened to that from then to now? No. What I'm saying, what y'all was counting votes, y'all usually determine whether it was a vote or a credit or vote. What happened to that between 2021 and now? I know it got changed, but the thing that you was going off of, the return. Okay, what part of the computer has disappeared from then to now?
The information has changed, so you can't just go back and say, give me that stuff from that date, it doesn't work that way.
So what happened to that information? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, I hadn't picked up.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So let me ask you this question. What about the list that y'all want to go off of now?
So we go in,
Can I have a copy of that?
and you're looking for,
The second, the third, fourth. Voters, yes. That y'all are going to be checking. Let's just say I turn into a petition today. That y'all would base my petitions off of. Can I have a copy of that?
Man, they messing with me.
Why was it updated when y'all checked the bill? Yeah.
Don't start, man.
Y'all check even worse. And she was caught in both of them. So how did y'all check it? So you telling me y'all can check either one, but y'all can't check the Dells and Quincy's? Yes, you did.
Back in time.
You saying you don't know?
Come back in
Where's
time.
something you're checking? Well, that's still in your whatever you're checking, whatever you check, either one, whatever cases paper you use, check the right now, either one.
Looking at it.
So you're telling me we have to get in this petition right now? You don't have any piece of paper whether or not it's about six. That's what you're saying.
no.
Yes, you is.
Plus.
What is you saying? I'm asking you. Every year you check the scene. That's the copy that I want. Well, take it off the photo file and give it to you. And address, not name.
Like, you know, it was like you could sue those responsible for like kids
and I want to know what and that's what I would qualify for.
You'll go back in the
And then can you please overhead that our screen so all right, I'll give it to you right.
to do public speaking, today you have a speaker slip. Once the meeting starts, you won't be able to do so if you want to speak, or you want to speak, you need to come and sit down.
I might have to run back to my desk. I gotta run back to my desk. I'll be right back. Okay.
So basically, we charge commission at that type of job. Right, so like, if there's a way to go, yeah, that's kind of actually.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. On this. Yeah.
And that's terrible.
Oh, you did. Either way. No, sir. If I have something else, yeah.
The time is now 5:41 and the special Flint City Council meeting is now being called to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Ms. Lewis. Present. Mr. Murphy.
Present.
Ms. Priestley.
Present.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Present.
Ms. Burns.
Present.
Mr. Shad.
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Present.
Ms. Worthing.
Present.
We have 8 members present.
We have 8 members present. Now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilwoman Shad, would you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now it's time for the prayer and blessing, but before we do so, we will ask if there anyone that would like to remember someone that has said this.
Madam Chair.
Councilman Seventh.
Yes, I'd like to remember Freddie Johnson.
Is that Freddie Johnson? All right, thank you. Anyone else? Yes. Councilman Murphy.
I just wanted to also keep our colleague Eric Mays.
Facts.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Ms. McFarland?
I would like, on the silent prayer for, the family of Janae Young. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else would like to remember anyone? Okay. So with that being said, we will have a moment of silence. All right. So now we're going to the prayer of blessing. And we will ask Councilwoman Priestley if she will lead the lesson, please.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day and our ability to come together to do the business of the city. Lord, we ask that you are with us as we thoughtfully and carefully consider all the solutions on this agenda. We also ask, Lord, that you do keep your mighty hand upon our colleague Eric Mason's family as they're still going through such a rough, difficult time. Losing a loved one is very, very difficult, and so we ask that you come under your blessing. In your name, amen.
Amen. So the reading of the disorderly person city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly person, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, the individual will be subject to arrest. Violators shall be removed from the meeting. So now we'll move on to public speaking. Madam Clerk, who's the first public speaker?
First speaker, Ariel Mitchell.
Good evening, Council. I'm R.L. Mitchell. For the record, before all of this started in uptown Flint, I was at Jordan College, one of the first students over there on Pearson Road at St. Agnes Church. They allowed us to use the church to put the college in. The one that, they were, hang us up. Anyway, and I ended up being the first student that got kicked out of college, like at elementary. When the bad boys get in a fight, one of them got to go, or the other one got to get 2 weeks off. But just for blowing up a microwave oven. They told me to go down and warm up a bowl of soup, and then went a big boom, and they come running. Who did it? And they put it in me, and he said, you gotta get out of here. What you gonna do now, sir? I said, I'm gonna be a sociologist at large. And they really believed, so I went, and when I first came down, there was a park over there, Memorial Park. I went over there and laid down, and Flint Journal took a picture of me, relaxing, put me on the front page. That's why I say, my park ain't got nothing on Memorial Park. Miss Burns told me to go get her some roller skates. When I got in my first fight with freckle-faced white boys over there, right down on 12th Street, I think after fighting, I go out the park, relaxing, and they come up to the park, and playing hockey. And they invited me in the game. They looked more violent when I was fighting than in the hockey game. I wanted to get in that game so bad, but I would have been on the block. I ain't never saw a black man roller skate. But that's why you gotta adjust yourself to the white neighborhood. Like Miss Burner talking about. All they do is just shoot bean pots at messing up people's windows and duct taping lawnmowers and keep no. But I deal with them my own kind of way. But anyway, say this, I got kicked out and I ran into another college down here, PSI. I ended up being the first student there too. I got kicked out of that, nigga. You go on it. And I found out this ain't nothing but a so-called like Erskine Young. I think I ran into that guy by accidentally over at Central. At the library, they had a meeting over. I walked in anyway. They treat people like they don't belong. So I walked in anyway at the last of it. And I found out that's where they're doing. It's supposed to be 9 council, but they got 12. I think that's what they do, get calling me all that junk. I think God doing it to me because I went to that Jordan College. I took 2 testaments, the Old and New Testament. That's all I wanted, but people doing it. Anyway, I learned so much down in this city about the Miriam on Gallery Street. They took care of everything except that Miriam Hotel on the corner of Martin Luther King, using all them funds, we gave him $15 million of dues, still say it ain't enough. He want 40 more million. Now you see where the money going. They ain't gave him none, and everybody like us don't give a care. Going money in water. Miss Priestley, you all about that. Drunk. And they get people like Odell Lewis and Murphy talking about, they be doing that. Hey, TikTok, give me some money.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Speaker Davis Moore.
Davis Moore, Second Ward, long-term resident of the city of Flint. I know we're looking into money and where the money is going. But I just wanted to point out something. We have a young man that's been down here filming and getting the message out. I remember when I went through COVID, like so many others, when we couldn't come down here, I could watch it on TV. And I know we have freedom of speech, but I would think that this council would be using every means necessary to try to get it out to our constituents, the residents of the city of Flint. And I was up here a couple of weeks ago and I heard that he wasn't getting paid. He's doing, or he was getting paid and they stopped the funding and now he's doing it voluntarily. And we're not on channel 17 or whatever the case may be, but channel 12 ain't always here. Channel 25 and 5, they can always hear. But I always see him here, and just on behalf of the residents, I just think that, we should be able to do every access possible for the city of Flint to try to keep them aware of what's going on. I know we got good people on this panel like Mrs. Priestley, and she's over finance. I know it's not available. I know that if y'all all worked with her, you would be able to find some money to go towards to get this young man paid. So we will not only be able to hear, but we will be able to see what you all are out there doing. He's working actually for you guys to be out there in the public that voted to put y'all in. And I know that Mr. Pfeiffer is really good for looking in detail on what's actually going on. Well, what's actually going on is that the people here in the city are missing out because you guys are taking that away. So I hope that while y'all are dealing with financing from the ARPA funds, y'all will find some ARPA to be put together for good use to pay this man, so we will not only be able to hear, but we'll be able to see. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Rich Jones.
First of all, let me say this. How many of y'all here? 8. 7 of y'all wouldn't be here if y'all wasn't elected. Real talk. If y'all wasn't elected, y'all wouldn't be here. 5 of y'all voted to suspend Eric Mays for 90 days. Out of respect to Eric Mays, y'all shouldn't put nobody in this seat. I'm saying to all of the candidates, withdraw your name. If you really love and respect Eric Mays, you would withdraw your name. But show your true character and leave your name in it. Because I'm quite sure that 5 of y'all is going to vote to put somebody in that seat. And it may be the 5 of y'all that voted to suspend you for 90 days. And that's wrong. Very wrong.
With cyber attacks on the rise, protecting your data security is more important than ever. So why?
I'm just keeping the gangsta. Yeah. If y'all really want to represent Eric Mays, be on City Hall ground from 4:30 to 5 o'clock. There will be an open mic at 4:45, and then come inside and let these 8 council members know that y'all don't want nobody to replace Eric. Y'all want a special election, and the first ward citizens deserve that. Once again, how can you suspend them for 90 days?
Thank you.
Then put somebody in the seat.
Next speaker.
Next speaker, AC Lewis.
No conscience. No conscience.
My name is AC Lewis and I reside in the city of Flint. First, I want to say that it was said that council persons Winfrey Carter, Tanya Burns, and Jenna Pfeiffer was the cause of a broken quarrel. And that's just not true. That is not true. We got this long agenda because you all weren't here Wednesday when you were here at the last meeting and you broke rank. Secondly, I want to say that I think it's appalling that you all couldn't wait until Mr. Mays was funeralized and then take applications for his seat. That is appalling. You know, y'all say a lot, we don't pray for this, but you know, that goes out of one ear, out the other. It's appalling. His funeral was Saturday, and you all gonna be replacing a voting or taking interviews this week. That is appalling. You know, when you were doing the 7th ward, it don't seem like you did it that quick. Y'all don't remember that, do you? When you're doing the 7th ward, we didn't even know if you was gonna have an election or nothing. But when it comes to Mr. Mays, who, quote, end of quote, you all respect, it's coming up when Thursday, sometimes, Wednesday, Thursday. That's just appalling. I'm gonna let you know, in spite of what your legal counsel says, because 99% of the time he's wrong. You need 6 votes for reconsideration. Not 5, but 6. I don't know how come all these years, many years, it took 6 votes, and then when this council comes on, they can't count to 6. You need 6, not 5. I just say that, you know, again, it's heartbreaking that you all would do something like this. That point somebody to take his seat, and the man is not even buried yet. That's just appalling. But, to quote Mr. Pfeiffer, your day is coming. Remember, be not deceived. Whatsoever you sow, that shall you also reap.
Hey!
Rose Lawn.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank the council members first that are truly trying to make a difference in their ward. It is seen, and we do appreciate it. Your efforts doesn't go unnoticed. The second thing was, I want to thank the Blight Department because they have been really assisting us in the 1st ward. When we call, they do show up. So if nobody's giving credit to Blight, somebody needs to. I actually seen a whole group walking down from the Blight Department, City of Flint trucks, picking up trash on Flower Road. That was a beautiful sight. And it was kind of chilly outside. The third thing is, a meeting was held this week in the 1st ward. A lot of residents did voice their concern that, and Ms. Davina Donahue, the clerk, did clarify, in the charter it states that position, once a vacant position come up in any seat, that they have within 30 days, I think it was, to try and take care of it. But the residents really don't want the city council appointing a person. The residents stated that they want to be able to vote that person in. And it was explained to us that that's in the charter, and we have to change the charter. So if someone could actually try and help us do that, we would appreciate it, because the residents would like to vote the person in instead of having an appointee put in there. So if someone could help us do that, the last time the charter was changed, it took about, I think they said 2 years. So hey, it might not help us now, but it'll help us in the future. Sooner we get started, maybe that can help. The 4th thing was, there's some misunderstandings with Metro Community Development, some of them. And I'm not talking about new money, asking for new money for ARPA funds, the applications that have already been received. It's supposed to be the council's doing, or someone is doing a study on who has homeowners insurance and who doesn't. It's not gonna be a stipulation where it's gonna eliminate the person. It's just a study that's being done. But if that's something that's gonna help the residents, whoever's doing it, if you could let us know, and maybe the residents could contact you if it's something that's gonna help them get homeowners insurance, because a lot of the residents there are having a problem getting homeowners insurance because of the condition of their homes in the areas. So if someone can help us with that, we really would appreciate it. So I don't know if that's something somebody can touch on. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Doug Matthews.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. My name is Doug Matthews, and I'm a retired social worker living in the 7th Ward. Before I begin my prepared remarks, I would like to add my condolences to the many thousands extended to Mr. Mace's friends, families, and supporters. He's with the Lord now. I came here to talk about the last council meeting. It's evident that certain council members are prioritizing political wins over servicing our community's best interests. At the March 11th Special Affairs Committee meeting, the council deliberated on Resolution 24007, allocating $300,000 of ARPA funds to a Genesee Health Plan Consortium. This funding aims to provide essential healthcare and social service outreach to vulnerable populations, including those in prisons and in the homes of the chronically ill or differently able. By meeting people where they are, this consortium seeks to enhance healthcare, accessibility, and support in enrolling eligible clients into the great network of services we have here in Genesee County. The issue arose when Ms. Burns requested Sister Audrey Muhammad to speak at the meeting. However, the chairperson, in adherence to Rule 27.3, exercised discretion and denied the request. To prevent establishing a precedent for unscheduled speakers from the audience to speak on matters pending before council. Ms. Burns appealed and lost. Much moaning and groaning ensued on the platform and in the audience. Moreover, labeling Vice President Luchette as a tyrant dictator, as Mr. Pfeiffer did, for exercising her lawful discretion and following the rules, is a demagogic tactic aimed at discrediting her authority and undermining the legitimacy of her decision. It makes me wonder if I was wrong to give Mr. Pfeiffer the benefit of the doubt when he made his outburst about the monkey in the room against Dr. Liddell Lewis. These are not acceptable ways to refer to strong black women and resolute public service.
Wait a minute.
Order. Stop the count, please. You call
Bill, what you said? What?
Please, Mr. Matthews, please hold. Davina, please don't stop the clock. We will make sure that we are respectful to every single speaker at the lectern. Could you please give Mr. Matthews back his 4 seconds?
I like your new sign. Okay, so the votes of Ms. Burns, Mr. Pfeiffer, and Ms. Winfrey Carter killed the consortium funding last time because of procedural laws they were unwilling to accept. How is that in the best interest of the people? Then their petulant action of breaking quorum also killed votes on other pending funding requests, including for blight, legal services for residents, children's health, and police training. How is that helping the people? I'm glad to see everybody here tonight, and I hope we can do better. Thank you.
School teacher.
Next speaker.
Our final speaker is Arliss.
Look, racist. Yeah. I see that we have favoritism here. Because when I get up here and call you a wildebeest and all kinds of stuff, you want to say no attacks. But when this funny person comes up here, everybody sits back and watching and let him talk. Attorney Kim, you allow things to happen knowing that it's unconstitutional. Ms. Priestley, you're a Republican, and you allow rules to be put in place that violates people's constitutional rights. You cannot tell anyone what they can and can't say. I can call you a jackass, I can call you an asshole, I can call you anything I want, and there's nothing that you can do about it as long as I'm not yelling fire in a theater. I can call you an upside down 2-liter. I can call you whatever I like. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Nothing. Because guess what? That's my First Amendment right. And there's nothing you can do about it. But what we can do is stop little Mayor Sheldon Santos Nickelback Neely from lying by exposing his lies. Just like the judge exposed his lies with contempt. Attorney Kemp, and you knew that was a lie. You went in there telling this judge lies. And the judge came out and said you all lied about the service line. This whole administration, Katie O'Neill is a liar. Attorney Kim, you lying. And then the rest of the administration that allowed it to happen, your silence is approval. How can y'all sit back? Councilwoman Worthing, you've been on here for so long and ain't did nothing, but you've been on here for so long. You know that it takes 6 votes to rescind. You know that. But you'll sit up there and swear you're doing the right thing and ain't doing nothing. Haven't done anything since you've been on the council. Mr. Murphy, you've been out here almost as much as Deacon Dumas. No. I said just about. But you know that it takes 6 votes to rescind. You know that. You know it takes 2/3. We all know that. But we seem to go along. And last but not least, Councilman Murphy, even when I'm not here, why do they always get up when it's something that you put in? They don't ever vote on your stuff. Can't you see that they use it even? Oh, no. They want you to vote for their stuff, but they won't vote for yours. They'll get up and break quorum and do everything, man. Come on, man. You know we know each other better than that. Thank you.
All right, that concludes public speaking. Now it's time for council response. Anyone want to respond to the public?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Thank you. Let me respond to the comments with the appointment for the first ward. For someone who served on the charter, and I did attend that meeting over there at First Union Church on Flint. I came a little late, but I did attend. And our intention is never to do something that we ain't supposed to do. For us to just leave that seat open, that seat will be open for anyone in the first ward that want to apply for that position, but because of the months of what's left remaining, we have to appoint. And then let me also bring back your attention to the controversial of the funeral arrangements of Councilman Mays. From what our understanding, it was supposed to be last Friday and Saturday in the family, but for some reason or another, they end up in court. That's something out of our jurisdiction, and that's not, it's heartbreaking to see what took place with that funeral arrangement, with that situation. And although I respect your opinion on us waiting till after he's been laid to rest and been celebrated, if you know, just like a lot of us know, it's been controversial on the dates, and we still have to move forward, and we still have to conduct our business, and our heart go out to that family in that situation, but we still gotta do what we gotta do as a council. I mean, if they want to abstain from not voting for a candidate, that'll be on them, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
I hope they
All right, so Mr. Jones, no yelling now. So you're being brought to order. Next,
Mayor.
Ms. Burns?
I want to speak to you. Thank everyone who showed up here. This is a difficult time. We have not laid Councilman Mays to rest, and it will be this Friday and Saturday. Friday's viewing at House of Prayer, and Saturday's the funeral at 11 o'clock at House of Prayer. We have 3 meetings, and obviously for those who will be attending the services this week, this will be a difficult week. I do want to speak to Mr. Doug Matthews and not understanding some of the things. 5 of us stayed here to do the work. 5. It was Dennis Pfeiffer, Ms. Winfrey Carter, Quincy Murphy, Judy Priestley, and myself. We went through the entire agenda. You come up here and you tell half the truth, sir. You're the same person who did the dog whistle and whistled at me as a dog to come to you. You did that. And then you make the notion to say strong black women. Now, you're racist, and I'll stop calling you a racist when you stop being racist.
Excuse me.
I have freedom of speech.
So
I have freedom of speech.
No,
I have the floor. That's not an attack. I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of speech.
Ms. Burns, you're being brought to order. According to our council
rules of
rules,
the chair.
that's fine.
Because I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of speech. Okay? I can say what I want to say, what he just said up here. So you need to check yourself, Madam Chair.
That is your first warning.
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
I support your appeal. Excuse me, ma'am, you're being brought to order as well.
I appeal the ruling of the chair. You're not going to weaponize these police against these people. Point of order. Point of order.
What is your point?
I appeal the ruling of the chair. You are not going to weaponize. Excuse me, I said point of order. Also, point of order.
Ms. Burns.
Point of order. Point of order. You must stop talking. Point of order. Point of thank you. Point of order. Be quiet so I can say it. Point of order. Point of order. Thank you, so I can talk, please. I appeal the ruling that you're calling the council member or the council audience member, giving them a warning. I appeal that. And when point of order said, all talking must stop. You are talking over me.
Okay, Ms. Burns, so
that is in the
we are in the midst of an appeal, so we can't have stack appeal. So the first appeal is you were being brought to order for being argumentative.
No, point of order. Point of order.
Miss, what is your point?
You said that I could not make an attack, so you need to know what you're stating. You said I couldn't call him a racist. That's what you said. But when people say everything else, you are limiting my freedom of speech.
Ms. Burns, as a professional council member,
as a professional chair,
attack
I can say what I want
with the audience member. So we'll go ahead and we will act on that appeal. So it has been appealed by Councilwoman Burns, seconded by Ms. Winfrey Carter. So, did you get that? All right. So you can. So the chair brought the Councilwoman Burns to order because of the negative discourse.
Point of order.
What is your point?
Please watch it. It's councilwoman. I'm not a man. Thank you.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and go ahead with Ms. Burns. Your point of order.
First of all, you have freedom. I have freedom of speech. When you let a man come up here week after week, wrote the entire story, made himself a hero with a white hat on, and made me a criminal in a black hat. But you as a black woman should understand, but you allow racist rhetoric when it's to your favor. He has did dog whistles and said, to come here to me. You allowed that. You allowed that. Now, what people would say, I don't know what you call it. They say you would be cooning. You're doing it. You're appealing to him. He makes racist statements and writes articles and illustrated it, and you allowed it. He comes up here week after week and tells lies to people. But when he's doing your bidding for him, for you, you are okay. The monkey comment was okay. You did not bring him to order. You didn't bring anybody to order. You didn't say anything. There's no, I don't like like you. It never will. You don't have one redeeming quality and you lack character. That's not going to change for me. Not at all. And let me let you know this. You are disrespectful. You allow me to get disrespected in my council seat by that man week after week as he tells lies. So as he comes up here and tells you, you are a strong black woman, he told me I was not a black woman, period. Whoa! I was not black. My color was orange. And you think that's okay as a black woman? But then again, you're the same person who appealed to a racist on social media and said you had no problem being called a handkerchief head Negro. You wrote that. You said if calling me a handkerchief head Negro is okay, I will wear it with pride. I don't allow people to talk to me crazy. I don't. Whoa. And so when someone talks to me, I'm going to check them. I'm going to check them. And he comes in here, and y'all allow him to say whatever he wants to say. He brought up the monkey comment and made comments which were not correct about Councilman Pfeiffer. You did not stop him. That's your responsibility as a chair. You use your chair and your ruling and your position is a weapon. You weaponize the police. You weaponize everyone in here against the. You don't care. You don't care. You are a nasty woman. Whoa! You come here, you're rude, you cut me off. 2 minutes I had before. Same thing you put Councilman Mays out. You interrupted me 9 times with a point of order in 2 minutes. The very same behavior that you put him out with, you do yourself. But you don't call yourself to order. Never.
All right, Councilwoman, is that another one? Go ahead.
Oh my God, you teach me.
I agree with Mr. Matthews that Ladonna
What?
are strong black women. And if you become racist, then you must be offended by his statements because you lack that quality. And if you have to scream and insult others and scream,
Please, that's your time, ma'am. That's your first warning. Let's stop yelling out. Let's stop yelling out.
She didn't say nothing.
Again, Mr. Jones, that is your first warning.
I appeal the rule of the chair.
Right.
This is not a game. This is not a game.
Madam Chair.
I'm serious. I appeal the rule.
So I appeal the rule. Go ahead. There's no appeal during the appeal. So
I will appeal the ruling of the chair. So
right. Appeal chair.
put it in line.
So are you ready? Okay. Go ahead.
You need to ask for a second.
I think some of our fellow council members think that screaming makes them seem empowered, when in fact, it makes you look exactly the opposite. Out of control, and you have zero power. As an educator, it would seem that you would go screaming at your children in the classroom, Ms. Winfrey, would not be a good way to control a classroom. And just like that, you would not want to scream at your colleagues.
Point of information.
What is your request for information?
Councilwoman Swerve.
Councilwoman, please hold, Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Through you, Madam Chair.
Please hold, Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Oh, you gotta wait for a turn. Can we do it?
Yes.
Huh. Here we go. Tim, you can't speak till you're in your seat.
Okay, so Ms. Winfrey Carter, what's your point?
Councilwoman Worthing, did you realize I taught for several years? I had control of my classroom. You might want to get control of yours.
Man.
So you're being brought to order for that. We don't want to properly.
I don't tell the ruling of the chair.
There's not a ruling.
I said there's not a ruling.
There's not a ruling. So as we move forward, go ahead, Ms. Worker.
So I have been insulted by public speakers for 6 years, and not once have I screamed about it. Not once have I said much of anything. And the fact that we have council members that are so hurt by an intelligent man's words say a lot. And we should be better than that. We shouldn't be calling anyone racist, especially when there were no racist words said. It was a positive affirmation towards two of our colleagues, and I'm not sure how you want to twist that, but everything gets twisted here in this council. Unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be the continuing trend, and so I just hope we get through this meeting without the screaming is intolerable. I will say that. If we need any training here in council, it is how to conduct yourself professionally, using Robert's Rules of Order and not screaming, thinking that that will get you your way. That is toddler behavior. Thank you.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes, I want to read section 3-102 of our city charter. As representatives of the citizens of the city of Flint, city council members are expected to conduct themselves with appropriate decorum, act respectfully with constituents, each other, and other public servants, attend to the duties of their office as outlined in this charter, and become knowledgeable on the City of Flint Charter, on issues of importance to the City of Flint and practices of city government. Notice, it says, conduct themselves with appropriate decorum and act respectfully with constituents, each other, and other public servants.
Here, here.
Thank you.
Well, let's stop with it.
Anyone else would like to speak on this appeal?
Yes.
Please.
I got it.
Okay.
First, if we gonna be speaking, and I can hear, Rich Jones, and I can hear the young lady in the back, just like you heard them, I can hear them. And I think it's very inappropriate, and even though we may not agree, I just don't think it's fair that we have to sit here and listen to them blurt out in the audience like that because they don't agree with whatever our colleagues, whether it's me or one of my colleagues say, whether it's for them or against them. I just think we need to get some order in here, and if when they come to city council, if they can't just listen to us have dialogue, whether it's for or against what they think, it's a distraction. I hear them over here. So when you give them warnings, I heard it just like you heard it. But I didn't say nothing because you said something about it, just for the record. And then for this race baiting, and I said it before, and I'm gonna continue to say it. This race baiting that we using and calling people racist because that's what we think. You coming in city council with a whole bunch of shirts on, calling us handkerchief head Negroes with pictures on they shirt. All of it is inappropriate. And some of us up here have to denounce that, and I'm one of them. I think we need to get it together because we all got to work together, whether we black, green, blue, white, yellow, whatever our sexuality is. We have to work together. And to sit here and to call somebody a racist, or to call people handkerchief-head Negroes, or to come and hit the podium and call out council members because we don't agree, it all needs to stop. I'm against it. I'm against the blurting out in the audience We need to get the business done. Here we is, got a special meeting that we had to come to try to take care of some business because we couldn't take care of the business because they broke the quorum and wouldn't come back and have a meeting so we can take care of the business. So now we here to take care of the business, and that's what we need to be talking about. But instead we, in public comment, respond from city council, and we in appeals already and waiting to start getting the business done. When is enough gonna be enough, and we just come here and get the business done and quit trying to call people out on their based on what we think.
Can I say one? Let Judy Priestley run the meeting.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. That is your last one, the second one?
Yep, that's my third one. I see y'all later. Let Judy Priestley run the meetings. It won't be so many warnings, and y'all can have a meeting.
Mr. Jones.
Simple as that.
Mr.
If y'all want to run the meeting,
Mr.
let
Jones,
Judy Priestley run the meeting.
Out of the chambers, thank you.
There's more police.
Mr.
I'm on my way out. You can't do nothing.
Mr. Jones, let's not be
Hey, I will
disorderly.
sue if anybody walk up to me. I'm on my way out.
Mr. Jones, let's
I
not be
will sue if
disorderly.
anybody walk up on me.
Mr. Jones, please exit the chambers.
I'm leaving. But I'm going to say something on my way out.
Mr. Jones, you're out of order. You're being disorderly.
So what?
According to the Shirley Person City Code
If
subsection.
y'all want to run a meeting,
Mr.
let
Jones,
Judy Priestley
according to the subsection, you're being disorderly. Anyone else like to speak on this appeal? Anyone else? All right, so seeing that I will be the last to speak, according to Councilwoman Burns, she stated that I will check you. I'm here to check people. According to our rules, this is council rules, number 27.2, during any portion of any meeting, council members may not engage in any type of argumentative discourse with members from the audience at any time for any reason. For any reason. Council members may not engage in any argumentative discourse for any time at any reason. And so that states for any reason. So whether one would like to assume that someone was making a racist comment toward them, as professional members of this body, according to these council rules, you're not to engage in any argument of discourse at any time, at any reason. We are expected to be held at a higher standard on this body, and we will be held to that standard. And I do apologize if individuals are upset, but let's go ahead and take this back. We just had a resident come up here refer to me as a wildebeest. We just had, like Councilman Murphy said, we had people coming here wearing those racist shirts, hating head Negro. Colleagues didn't say anything about it. That was free and open season. However, when someone is at the lectern, they're giving their public comment and it's not in favor, this is where we are. So I'm just going to cut the talk and go back to the point. According to our council rules and the city charter for this city that is acknowledged by this body, you cannot just check somebody. We're not checking residents up here. That's not what we do. So with that being said, if you would like to overturn the ruling of the chair, please vote yes. But otherwise, vote no in support. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Lewis.
No.
Ms. Murphy.
No.
Ms. Priestley.
No.
Ms. Murphy Carter.
Yes.
Ms. Burns.
Yes.
Ms. Michelle. No. Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Ms. Worthing. No. The vote is 3 yes, 5 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no. The ruling of the chair stands. Anyone else for?
Madam Chair, there's 3 appeals.
No, you don't have to appeal.
Madam Chair, there's appeal for the lady you called out. We appealed the ruling of the chair. And then there was one for Rich Jones, he is left. And then there was
Ms. Burns, again, you don't stack appeals during appeals.
Madam Chair. Yes, you can. You have to recognize it. This is now the time we're done with that, but now you're supposed to ask for a second. Judy just gave you the yes.
Point of order. Go ahead, Ms. Councilman Settle.
So while we were in the middle of an appeal, she could not stack that appeal on here. I think what she's trying to do now is to say that she would like to appeal another ruling that was made after that.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one she's appealing, she'll have to state it, but.
I'm appealing the ruling that you gave to the lady that she was out of order, and I think you have the wrong person, actually. I don't think you have the right person, because you did not call the person's name.
Okay. So,
do you know which one that is?
I do.
Which one is it? Because we don't know. She stated that it was not her. She was not talking.
Right.
And they're wearing masks, so it would be difficult to tell.
No, well, okay. Okay. So is there a second for that appeal?
Yeah, I support that.
Oh, okay. So the chair has issued the lady with the mask and who's looking up a warning because she continues to blurt out. I recognize her voice through the mask. Councilwoman Murphy does as well. So I'll go ahead and give you the floor to do your appeal.
Thank you. Now, this is the young lady. She stated it was not her. And it is difficult to tell, and you have been wrong before with identifying people. Last meeting you were wrong when you thought it was Maison Green, and it was not. It was not her. And so you have been wrong, and it's difficult. So asking you to give some of these people some grace because you act as if it's supposed to be complete silence in here, it's really an unfair statement or unfair practice. That's not even reasonable. People can't clap, they can't say anything because you are ruling like a dictator. Simple as that. If it's not your way, you call the police. You weaponize the police week after week. We had 11 police officers in here. 11. Some with tactical gear on. Some with tactical gear. So the message that you're sending is not the message we should be sending, that you will be arrested. We will call the, used to be the CAT squad, I don't know the name of the new squad, on them. That's not the way it should be. When a meeting is being chaired fairly, you don't have these issues. We didn't have this before. Our first year, we did not have this. Police were not called on people. They were not. Police were not called. No, Judy, they weren't. We never had 11 people or 6 or 4. We had Metcalf. Now, Metcalf has been removed, and he was removed after 9 years of service because he was not arresting residents according to what the council president wanted him to do. He wasn't removing them fast enough. Not ever has council chambers been used as a place where you could not come and voice your opinions until underneath your leadership. And it's unfair. It's unjust to have that. As you state, everyone should have a thick skin. You should be able to take something. I took it when Doug called me basically a dog and was telling me to come here like I was a dog. I took that. And you didn't say anything to him. When he stated I wasn't black, I wasn't a black woman, I took that. You didn't say anything to him. So when people come in here and say certain things, they may have just clapped their hands and you are saying, I want them out. So it's only when it's against you, so you're a very biased person and you rule like a dictator. It's just that way. You used to say the problem was Councilman Mays. He hasn't been here since December the 20th. It's not Councilman Mays. It's you. It's your chairing. It's your unfairness. Your continued unfairness. You use the police and you weaponize them against the residents who voted you in. And you do it time and time again. And it's wrong. It's a practice you've become comfortable with as they bring you to and from city council. It's unfair. We had more police in here than we had on the streets for call. Entire second shift was in here because you couldn't control your meeting.
All we want to do is come here and take care of the business. We tried at the last city council meeting and 3 council members stayed in the audience or did not want to come up here for us to get your business done. So we called a special city council meeting to take care of the business. in all due respect of the young woman in the back, nothing but love for you. I did hear you. You caught my attention. Even with her back there doing this body language and all of that different kind of stuff. Now, that goes to show you that she's not ashamed of her speaking out. I heard her. And I'm not here to say people right or wrong. I just want to be fair and do what's right. I heard her, I heard Ms. Jones, but the chair, Madam Lewis, the president, heard it and said something about it. So I didn't have to say nothing. All some of us want to do is get the business done. If y'all don't want to get the business done, please allow us the opportunity to get the business done. It's a shame and disgrace that we gotta have a special city council meeting to get the business done. And here we ain't even got to the resolutions yet. And we on public speaking and y'all sitting up here appealing after appealing after appealing. People being disorderly. Come on, y'all. We hear them. I hear them. Y'all may not heard them. All we want to do is just give us a chance to get the business done. If y'all don't want to get the business done, y'all don't have to be here. But let us get the business done of the city of Flint so we can move on. It's a lot of moving parts being city council. We sit up here listening to residents and point of order to the chair. AC Domus is speaking out in the audience. That should be his first warning.
Mr. Domus, you're being brought to order.
Oh my God!
Proceed, Mr. Murphy.
All I'm saying is let us get the business done. And for those who don't want to do it, do y'all thing on y'all own. But when we come in here, let us go and get the business done. Just like it was 5 of us that Wednesday took care of the business. We took care of the business and moved everything to Monday for 3 of y'all to get up and leave and us not have a quorum for y'all to be able to get the business done. So what was the difference of us getting business done on Wednesday when y'all came here Monday and got up and refused to come to y'all's table?
So, what is your what is your request?
He asked the question, what was the difference? The difference was that quorum was broke, Councilman Murphy, by Ms. Lewis and Ms. Priestley.
Go ahead.
That's the difference.
All I'm saying is, in all due respect of the administration and those who want to see us and elected us to get the business done, I'm asking that we all come together and unify at least 5 of us to try to get this business done today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Ms. Mr. Carter.
No.
Oh, so you, okay, go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
Yes, so we can call members of the audience to order. There has to be respect both ways. Both ways. Yeah, you're right. But you know what? And I'm now going to sit there and gather my thoughts. Okay, so I agree with Mr. Murphy. If you don't want to be here to get the business of the city done, resign. Resign. On Wednesday, people sat there and said, oh yeah, we got along really great. And I was warned, wait until the other 2 come. See? I was warned by a fellow council member who was present that night. Yeah, you thought it went nice now, wait until they come back. That's BS. But we're talking about the warning given to this resident. I absolutely positively agree that people who are calling out should be given warnings. It's in our ordinances and it's perfectly legal, and I'm supporting the chair.
Madam Chair, I'll never support the chair on this. First of all, and I say this every time we have an appeal about this, we want our residents to be engaged. I think you guys spend too much time and attention worrying about what the residents are out there saying. It shouldn't even be. We got business up here to take care of. Why are you so worried about what the residents are out there saying and doing? Just like with Deacon Dumas. Why are you concerned about what he said way back in the back, wherever he's sitting? It shouldn't even be a concern. But see, this is control. They want to control everything that's going on. Yeah, it is a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship. The audience can be engaged. I don't see any problem with it. If the lady raised her hand, clap her hands, whatever. This chamber is for the residents. This is the residents' chamber. And then you guys got to realize the residents elected you to sit in these seats. So let the residents come to this council chamber and feel engaged in the process and feel comfortable about coming here without you guys weaponizing the police against the residents. And yes, Mr. Murphy, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But you know what, Mr. Murphy? You got people up here, they break the quorum, like Judy Priestley broke the quorum last week. Okay? I'm going to get this. She broke the quorum. And then they're going to come, then they're going to put the meeting at ease, in which that's not even in our rules.
Come here. Where that come from?
Stand at ease. No, it's not. Stand at ease. And you're using stand at ease in the wrong context. And I will never stay for an illegal meeting. But yeah, let's go ahead with this dumpster fire of a meeting. Thank you.
It is a one-way street. I can call others names, but you can't call me names. That is what's happening here. The audience can say whatever they want, except if they call me a racist, or if they call me, anything. I mean, Ms. Burns herself has went on and on and on about Mr. Matthews, and she wants to shut down his free speech. But that's just Mr. Matthews. Anyone else in here says something about me, and she's laughing and clapping and so happy, and it's so unprofessional, and it is a one-way street. And so, it is not professional to let the audience members scream at council over trying to do our job. Okay? When Congress is doing their job, no one's screaming at them, and if they were, they'd be escorted right out. And I don't hear anyone saying that would be weaponizing the police. But what I do hear being weaponized is propaganda, name calling. You can say something over and over and over again, and people start to believe it even though it's not true. So that is the true weaponizing, by saying you're weaponizing the police. You want these black people arrested. That's what you say. That is not true. That's propaganda. Well, if you have to ask who I'm talking to, it might be you.
Point of order.
What did you
Robert's Rules 43.21, she cannot speak to the motives as to what I'm doing, and she's also incorrect. So you need to issue her a warning, Madam Chair.
Proceed.
Thank you. There are many ways to do name calling, many ways to disrupt a meeting. And it's sad that this is going to continue, but I do hope that there will be consequences for those who are unprofessional, and that we can get these meetings in order. Not for me, because I'll happily be at home, but for whoever else comes here, I hope that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, I do hope that whoever takes my seat, and whoever takes the first ward seat, that they come to a council that is functioning, professional, and something they can be proud of. Unfortunately, I will leave my seat not very proud of what has happened here, because I am more known for being screamed at, unfortunately, on TikTok, than I am for any good that I've tried to do for this city, and that's sad. So let's hope that Flint can move forward and not backward. Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak this time?
I feel stupid for listening to that. What you should be ashamed of is what you haven't done for this community. So, just to clear the record, nobody's tried to stop Mr. Matthews from saying what he said. Not one person did they say, point of order when he talked. They tried to shut him down. They tried to shut down Ms. Burns for her comments. Nobody said Mr. Matthews couldn't say what he said. Nobody. Not one person. So let's clear the record. Nobody tried to shut down anybody except for Ms. Burns. So apparently when you sit in your seats up here, you don't have a First Amendment right. I call bullshit.
When you sit up there, you expect to be held to a higher standard.
So are you, sir. You're out of order. You're out of order. There's your first warning.
Sir, yes, sir, you're being brought to order.
Oh,
No,
hey,
of course not.
nobody gave warning.
So, to clear the error on the previous meeting when quorum was broke by Ms. Priestley, and then there it made an illegal meeting. So we didn't come back up. We were told to leave the council chambers, and then as soon as we left the council chambers, guess who brought it to order before we had a chance to bring it back? That's the only reason we're here today. Because immediately they adjourned for lack of a quorum, Mr. Murphy, and brought it to order and did roll call before we had a chance to walk up. Every one of us were walking back up here. The cameras will show we were walking up here immediately. As soon as it was adjourned for lack of a quorum, less than 30 seconds later, it was gavelled in again. All three of us were on our way back up here to our seat, and she called it to order immediately. That is the facts. That will be shown on camera. So when you talk about, it was lack of quorum, we didn't want to do business. No, it was a lack of a quorum, and they didn't want to do business because there was items on the agenda that they didn't want to vote for Mr. Murphy. It was happening. 4 or 5 times. It has been, who broke quorum the last time the good church was on council, or was on committee? It was a lack of a quorum during that too. Judy in Liddell broke quorum that time too. Facts.
No
The time before that, about the park. Who broke quorum? Judy and Liddell. That's facts. That's facts. I can't say something that isn't on video. That is 100% true. To my hand of God. So when we talk about who broke quorum and when, Mr. Murphy, I think you need to open your eyes because they broke quorum 4 times on your part and the good church. So everybody wants to That's the truth. You're getting played.
Shut up.
And everybody can see it.
Shut up.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Shut up.
Anyone else would like to speak on this appeal?
Madam Chair?
Go ahead.
So, just to clarify some things, because what we're supposed to be talking about is whether or not the resident was speaking out of order. She was. Because after you told her that was her warning, she literally did this. So she was clear that you were speaking to her and that you heard her. And so that's pretty much it, because the appeal is about whether or not she should have been warned. She should have, because she was speaking out of order. Once she was told she was speaking out of order, she gave you 2 thumbs up. So, let's own the behavior, take accountability. There you go, same 2 thumbs. Glad you got it. And so, let's own the behavior, take accountability for said behavior, take your warning, and let's move on. Thank you.
All right, seeing that I'm the last one to speak, I'll go ahead and just make this expeditiously as possible. This is a professional body, called a professional chamber. We can laugh if we want to, but we make rules and legislation to impact people's lives. And just as we are expected to be in order, the people that are participating in this democracy, you are expected to be in order too. And so I never put anyone out for clapping. But what I will not accept is the same thing that other council presidents throughout this nation will not accept. Individuals yelling out. That's called disorderly conduct. Everyone had an opportunity to speak at the lectern. You have your time at the lectern to speak your grievances, to say whatever you would like to say to this body. When you get to your seat, there's no yelling out interjections. Because if we hear you up here, you are definitely too loud and out of order. And I will continue to bring individuals to order for that reason. And it's unfortunate that we have colleagues not being germane to this specific appeal. This appeal is about giving the young lady an honorable warning. Nothing more, nothing less. We have to stay focused, because that's when we start getting non-germane, that's when we start using propaganda to try to get people emotionalities involved. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to maintain the rules set forth by this charter commission, which Councilman Murphy is a charter commissioner, as well as these council rules set forth by this body. And if our colleagues who are not listening but consistent violators of the rule, if they don't want to follow these rules, if honest members don't want to follow the rules, you can gladly watch the meeting from YouTube, from the privacy of your own home, where you can yell out all that you would like. So with that being said, with all of the distraction that we had from the lady in the back, we're going to go ahead and vote on giving her her warning, because we want to make sure that we get the business done. We shouldn't even be here an hour and a half after we started the meeting about the actual city business. We shouldn't be on behavior. This isn't school. And if your children or grandchildren act in this manner, you have a problem with it. So let's make sure that we're being the example that we set to see. Let's make sure that we make our children and our grandchildren proud. Let's make sure that we follow the form. So with that being said, if you would like to overturn the ruling of the chair for ruling the audience member out of order and giving her a warning, you vote yes, otherwise vote no. Let's go ahead and roll call, Madam Chair.
Mr. Murphy?
No.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Murphy-Carter? Yes. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Shad?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no. The ruling of the chair stands. Now, we're still in council comment, and I do remember, I think Ms. Barnes had a minute left on the clock.
There was another appeal, Madam Chair. But Rich is gone.
Absolutely. So go ahead.
There was another one after that one too.
121 now.
I don't remember who that one was.
All right, so go ahead, Ms. Barnes.
So I'm I'm not gonna have my First Amendment, right be violated. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna defend myself, and no one interrupted him when he spoke. And he spoke and he said mistruths. We see how this goes, and we see how it is. You have 5 votes, and the thing is, you're not even looking for the truth. That's the whole thing. The truth doesn't matter. We didn't even break quorum. We haven't even broke quorum. There was an illegal meeting, and people need to understand that when Judy and Liddell got up at the last meeting, quorum was broken. Now, according to the Michigan Municipal League, because clearly we're not getting the right information, which our city attorney stated he did not want to be our parliamentarian. Well, I checked with some parliamentarians. And so parliamentarians stated, when you leave, you break quorum. You have to have quorum to have a meeting to where you can take action, period. That's just the way it is. 5 of us stayed, the other ones weren't here, they left, they leave. And yes, absolutely, Liddell Lewis left, changed her shoes, grabbed her backpack, and she was gone. And there was only 5 of us here to make sure that we got the good church and other items through. We did the work.
Anyone else would like to speak to council comments?
Wow.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Carter.
Thank you. First, I would like to thank all of the residents for coming out. Thank you for being engaged in the process. Your presence means a lot to me. I don't know how much it means to some of my other colleagues, but it means a lot to me, and I want to thank you. I wanted to touch on something that Rich Jones spoke on, and he talked about the special meeting for this coming Thursday to appoint someone for the first ward, in which I happen to feel that is disrespectful, in my opinion, because we have not laid Councilman Mays to rest yet. And there's still time, because we must appoint someone within 30 days. It has not been 30 days yet since Councilman Mays passed away. So I think it's mighty strange that we're having a special meeting. It's appalling. Yes, Deacon Dumas, it is appalling that they're having a special meeting to appoint someone for the first ward seat. But you know what? You better believe they've probably been slithering around in the first ward trying to find someone to appoint. And I'm sure they already got their person that they want to appoint on Thursday. And then, Mr. Matthews, you come up here weekly with your racial undertones. You know what? I would hope that you would do better. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to have a council comment? Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Michelle?
Yes, so I do want to thank everyone that did take the time to provide comments for us. I do want to correct something, because I want to make sure we keep repeating that we're repeating the truth. That Mr. Matthews has not even been here for quite some time. So he's not been coming up here weekly doing anything. Also, I want to point out the fact that nothing he said, he didn't say not one racist thing, not one racist thing. I think that just because we don't like something, we can't start calling it names or start trying to defile a person's character because of that. I mean, you have every right to disagree. But as we all tell each other, which is crazy that, I believe my colleague in the ninth ward pointed out, like, you can't tell one person to take it in stride and then you don't do the same. I think this is a hot seat for everyone. This is 8 hot seats. But let's just be honest and not participate in retaliatory behavior just because we don't like something. I mean, again, it's just propaganda. I I believe is a word that has been used, and I'm sure it's gonna be used now, that we've used, it'll be used now. And so, I just, for Mr. Matthews' sake, for that stellar career, this man has lived 70-some-odd years and has served his community, served other communities, been all over this world. And so we cannot malign someone simply because we do not agree with them. Thank you.
Mr. Woodson, you are being brought to order.
Oh, you talking to me? Go on, quit watching me too, Moose.
Mr. Woodson, that's your first warning.
I feel the ruling of the chair.
There's no, it's Councilman Fonz. That's fine. Any support?
I support her appeal.
Not a problem. All right, so Mr. Wilson being brought to order for using, for one, being disorderly and being yelling obscenities at audience members.
You don't even know what it was about. You don't even know what he said.
So go ahead.
Here we go again. You tell people to have a thick skin. You tell people to ignore certain things. I didn't even hear him. Because there are people that but I got the floor. Why are y'all talking? Y'all issue yourself.
Everything that Flint is all about.
But I have the floor.
Everything has popularity contest.
I think this man needs to get a warning as well.
Please stop the
I
time.
agree with you, Dr. Lewis.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's why. Oh,
That's why he doesn't
That's why she ain't called.
That's why she
He's leaving. So we're going to continue. Go ahead.
And see, this is one thing, and God rest his soul. You cannot blame this on Councilman Mays no more. You cannot. Excuse me, can you warn Ms. Mouchette because she's talking over here and I have the floor, please?
Proceed.
Can you warn her?
Ms. Burns, you are always talking when people's talking, so let's go ahead and proceed.
That's not the point.
Ms. Burns, denied. Proceed.
See, this is what we do, and she rules like a dictator. Mr. Woodson, in all, if you don't do what she say, she's gonna punish you and show you. That's what she does. We have the entire second shift of the Flint Police Department up here. When calls went unmissed for burglaries, robberies, traffic calls, for gunshots, why? She had everybody up in here because she couldn't rule or chair a meeting. And it's been consistent. When you want respect, you have to give respect. You don't give it. No one just doesn't automatically dislike you. That's not how that happens. I didn't care for you when you first said Councilman Mays called your mother after me, and he did. So when you give it to the audience and you don't, you tell, you lie. And those lies come back. Councilman Mays didn't even call your mother F and B. And at that point, I was done.
Councilwoman Burns,
I'm speaking about the audience. I'm drawing
talking
it.
about
Can you stop my
Mr.
time?
Woodson's
Excuse me, I'm drawing it together. You don't get to tell me how to speak. You don't get to. I get to say, you will not tell me what I can and cannot say. I have my First Amendment right, freedom of speech. No, I got it, and I'm gonna tell you this: you can do what you want. You can give me 30 days. I already with a fake censure, and let me tell you, I got an attorney who was just waiting. Okay, let me tell you that. It's not a threat. I promise you that one, because I'm not gonna play these games. I come here, I'm fair, I do the bit. I go far and beyond. I'm still taking calls from Councilman Mays Ward. It's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. If you don't go along with what she do, just like she was arguing with Councilman Murphy that last meeting. Then she got mad, grabbed her backpack and left. She changed those red shoes, put on them Reeboks and jetted and took a ride home with the police. But we don't have police here. We don't have police when we call. It took a long time for police to come to an accident when a lady was hit in my ward. But we had 11 of them here. When the police are used to weaponize against the resident, you got rid of Officer Metcalf. Because he knew you didn't know how to rule or chair a meeting. He knew that. And that's what you do. You go after people. You call this whole community janky. You didn't vote for the Mitchell boys. You don't support this community. What you come in here is rule with the iron fist against the residents who are this community.
Thank you. Go ahead, Councilman Murphy.
So I'm gonna say this again, in all due respect to the audience that have a right to come down and speak their mind. I did hear you.
But you didn't see, you didn't
Let
hear
me
him.
finish.
But you didn't hear him talking to me.
Point of order.
What's your point?
I'm speaking, and it's my turn. I have the platform to speak for 3 minutes.
Right.
I is speaking out.
But y'all talking about me and y'all don't even know what happened.
That's your second warning.
See, there she go again.
I appeal the ruling.
Hey.
I appeal that.
This appeal is concerning you giving Art a warning. Alright, so I'm writing his name up because the discussion is concerning Art speaking out. That's why I brought his name up. But I didn't bring his name up for me and him to have dialogue.
So don't say what I did wrong.
Mr. Woodson, again.
So, him and the young man in the back going back and forth with each other is an example of what I'm saying to this audience and to my colleagues. If we don't get it together and we don't come here and conduct ourselves with some decency and order, you gonna have people that support you guys, that's in the audience, that's gonna be chattering or saying things and blurting out, saying different things, and then you got people that support Liddell or whoever that don't like how she's being treated, and then because the residents feed off of us. If we come here and bring good energy and put it out, then the residents. But if we go and we attack one another like that, we got our supporters that's sitting in the audience that's ready to go to war. Even when my family came down here one time, I even saw my family getting out of order. And I was trying to give them sign language like, please calm down. So I told them from now on, y'all can't come down here. Because I don't want them coming down here. And then what you just saw, where Art and the young man get to going because this man think Liddell right and Art think Liddell is wrong. So therefore, you will end up having them into it. And if we don't get ourselves together, and if we don't conduct ourselves and put out that positive energy and denounce all of this chaos up in here, this is how things happen. And residents get to argue with each other. It's been going on for 2 years since I've been sitting on city council. Even with the council members getting into it with each other. Even with the audience getting into it with each other. And just like y'all support who y'all support, and some other people support us. And they have a right to disagree with y'all, but y'all, then it ends up, y'all arguing with each other, and that's what just happened. That's what we just saw with Art and the young man. Now he left, or had to leave, because he couldn't take it no more. So I'm just saying, when we come down here, we need to be considerate of people that support council members up here. And just because y'all don't support them, don't mean other people don't support them. And then when y'all go and y'all blurt out, and I heard you call her a name. And he just agreed, yeah, he did. That's not appropriate. And we shouldn't be rubber stamping that. We just as wrong too if we say, okay, we want to support him being able to sit in the audience and call her names. It's wrong.
Anyone would like Mr. Wilson, please stop speaking out. You should not be speaking. We're talking about warning you and putting you out when you still want to speak. Anyone, Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes, Madam Chair, who's speaking?
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Okay.
So, I hear you, Mr. Merton, but what is the biggest issue is the double standard. Because the person that was talking to Mr. Woodson didn't get a warning, but as soon as she seen Mr. Woodson talk, she got a warning.
Oh, yeah, that part. Dr. Lewis.
When the gentleman stood up and yelled out twice, stood up and yelled out twice, he didn't get not one warning.
Whoa!
If that gentleman
information.
What is the point?
Through you to the speaker, do you realize that, and you roll your tape back, because I think you record right there, so when you get the chance to go home, you, Dr. Lewis did, give him a warning or call him out of order. Maybe she didn't give him a warning, but she did call him out of order.
She did not give him a warning, and that
she
was,
didn't give him no warning,
and
but
that
she
was
called
his
him out of
second.
order.
That was his second time.
I didn't hear.
I called him the first time. I called him to order.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I'm just
This
speaking
isn't a back and
on.
forth. This isn't a
You
back and
said
forth.
she did not do anything to him.
Point of order.
So, proceed, Mr. Pfeiffer.
He yelled out twice and never got a warning. But other people who yell out twice that are against the chair get a warning. Not only did Rich Jones, he got a police escort out.
What?
This dude got up and yelled out twice and was able to leave, and the police did not get up. So you tell me that there's not a double standard?
That's shady much.
Now, if there wasn't a double standard, that gentleman would have got a warning. But no. But as soon as he spoke and there was a return conversation back from Mr. Woodson was the first one to get a warning. That's a double standard. I don't care if we want to have rules and we want to all play by the rules, but when we don't play all by the same rules, that's when I have a problem. And, you know, we don't have much, I think we can all agree, we don't have much engagement in the city. And then we penalize folks that want to come down and participate in government. Yeah, that's what I said.
Request for information. So what do you mean by we don't have much engagement in the city?
It's a joke.
Point of order.
What is your point?
Madam Chair, is that an improper use because you've been warning everyone else and you warned yourself? That was improper use.
Yeah.
A request for information. It was improper. You need to warn yourself.
Mr. Pfeiffer, is his prerogative, you want to respond to that or not?
Wow, just go again.
So, proceed.
So apparently it's not inappropriate. It's up to me if I want to respond, whether or not it's appropriate or not. That's the double standard that everybody else sees. That's all. If Ms. Burns would ask that question to one of her other colleagues, you're out of order. It's inappropriate.
Simple as that,
It's,
Dr. Lewis.
Let's not, you're being brought to order, Ariel.
Oh, no, not me.
Ariel, you're being brought to order, and you will receive a warning if you continue to yell out. Proceed, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Everybody in the world can see that you're the worst chair this body has ever seen. It's not even close. It's not even a close second. I mean, I don't know if Judy's ever had anybody removed from, escorted out. I certainly haven't. But the numbers are ridiculous when it comes to you.
All right. Anyone else like to speak?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Carter.
Yeah, and Councilman Pfeiffer, you know what? You're right. It is a double standard. It has always been a double standard. double standard. And one of the issues I see is that the audience, they do not respect the chair. They do not respect the chair. She brings bad energy into the chamber. And that's the thing. Her spirit, her energy is bad. So when the audience sees what's going on, because they see the differences being made, they see it. A double standard. But she retaliates against certain members of the audience. You know, Councilwoman Mouchette, she speaks of retaliation often. She talks about you shouldn't retaliate against members of the audience or the residents in the audience. But we have a chair that continuously retaliate against the members in the audience. And just because the gentleman sitting over here was apparently all for her, she didn't call him out of order. She didn't give him a warning. She could have called him out of order, but she didn't give him a warning. And he got up and spoke disruptively twice, but he did not get a warning. But yet she want to give Mr. Woodson a warning. And I didn't even hear the interaction between Mr. Woodson and the other gentleman. I guess he got up and left. Whoa. But if you're going to give Mr. Woodson a warning, you should have given him a warning. He should have gotten a warning. Because apparently he said something to Mr. Woodson. But you know what? It's a double standard. It's clear, it's a double standard. And the residents, you guys see it. No respect. Here we go again, another dumpster fire. Thank you.
See no business being handled this year.
McIntyre, where you going?
Go ahead. Anyone else would like to speak on this appeal? All right. If there's no one else, the chair will be the last one to speak. Continuously, Mr. Woodson has been blurting out all meeting. And one thing that the chair do, I bring you to order, then I give you a warning. That's been the precedent that I've been doing. Mr. Woodson, you have been brought to order. Mr. Woodson, you have been brought to order. And upon being brought to order, I heard profanity. We all heard you. And so, but here's the difference. If you all were having an intimate conversation, we wouldn't have heard it. We heard you yelling out. And one thing we must be careful about, we have a policy called elder abuse.
Elder abuse?
And so, one thing that we don't want to have happen, we don't want our senior citizens to feel as if they cannot come here because they're being threatened.
What?
And people are using.
No, man, don't put that on.
And people are using.
Put that on.
Go ahead.
You mean the elder abuse when you put the homeless person out that was in your ward? The elderly woman that was living in their car in your ward?
So that we just make this real simple. You are required to be in order. You are out of order. That's your warning. If you would like to overturn the ruling of the chair, vote yes. Otherwise, vote no so we can proceed with our meeting.
Ms. Murphy-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Michelle?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Ms. Worley?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Miller?
No.
The vote is 3 yes, 5 no.
Vote is 3 yes, 5 no. Mr. Wilson, that is your warning. So, we want to go ahead and proceed with. All right, so we're still on, council response. Anyone else for council response? All right, so I will go ahead and I will take my time. Just a reminder, according to the city code subsection, I will read it again. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of the Flint City Code section 3110. Disorderly conduct, assault, battery, and disorderly person, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators shall be removed from the meeting. That is abundantly clear. That goes for council members as well as audience members alike. We are here to conduct the business of the city. If you are here for anything outside of that, you're in the wrong meeting and you will be called to order. So that being said, I heard residents inquire about the insurance piece. If you would like to know more, please feel free to reach out to me. And I also hear individuals state about out of respect for Councilmember Mays, we have a charter. We have a charter that must be followed. The charter says 30 days. We must maintain that charter. If we did not do it, people will say they're not following the charter. Now that we're doing it, people are hearing colleagues and people in the community say, you all shouldn't fill the seat. This is charter. And this seat must be filled by March the 25th. By charter. If not, we'll be in violation. So I do apologize how it may make some people feel personally, because we have unforeseen events that caused the delay of Mr. Mays being laid to rest. However, we have a charter, and it says that we must fill his spot by the 25th of March. So this body will work to do just that. And if you have any questions about that process, please feel free to contact the city clerk. She can let you know the rules and everything else. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on with this meeting. Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
I noticed just now, as I was looking at an agenda item that needs to be added, that we do not have additions or corrections to the agenda as part of our packet. So, you're right, I'm sorry, you're right, I was wrong. There is but I do want to call attention to the fact that in the packet, there is resolution 240093 and, 240079, and it is not listed on the agenda. And it was included in the calling for the meeting as all unfinished business, and that was part of the unfinished business. 240079. It's in the packet, it's just not listed in the resolutions.
Okay. All right, so we will add that, since it's already on the agenda, we would just physically put it on the agenda, and we can pass it to the consent agenda, but we will put it down as the first resolution because it is in the packet and a part of the agenda. So thank you so much, Ms. Priestley. So, and I believe this is it's not on page, but if the colleagues will turn to the agenda, papers.
Madam Chair, it's upside down in the packet.
Yeah, it's the upside down.
240079.
Okay. And so, it is a resolution authorizing the Department of Business and Community Services to enter into agreement with AD Collaborative to complete St. John Memorial Site Enhancement Project. So, it is upside down in our packet. so we have that, and I just put it right above, resolution, if it's not passing the consent agenda. So thank you so much, Ms. Priestley. All right, so we will,
Point of order.
what do you want?
I don't think we're at the place for the consent agenda yet. We're at reconsideration.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So now that we have, that resolution documented, we're gonna move on to the item of reconsideration.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Priestley.
I make a motion to reconsider, item, resolution number 240073.
All right, here's a motion to reconsider resolution 240073. Any support?
Support.
Supported by Ms. Worthing. Any discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
How can we reconsider something that never made it to the council?
Right.
It's still in the committee, so how are we reconsidering it and automatically putting it to council?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be reconsidered in the committee that it was at? How do we automatically, if something doesn't get the votes, it automatically gets moved to council? I don't understand that.
Okay, so, Madam Clerk, could you please?
I'm on my time, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you were asking a question. I apologize. Sorry, Stan. Go ahead, proceed.
Madam Clerk, is that standard policy that if something dies in committee, or doesn't get the vote, I wouldn't say dies, but it died in committee, it automatically gets reconsidered and be brought to council rather than stay in committee? Because shouldn't it have to be voted on in committee to bring to council if it dies?
Point of order.
Do you take one over?
Yes, I did.
What's your point?
According to Rule 22.2, a motion to reconsider may be made at the same meeting or no later than the next succeeding regular meeting of the council, if notice has not been given to the council prior to the start of that meeting. This is not our next normal meeting for reconsideration. This is a special meeting. It is not our next normal meeting. So this should go to our next council meeting.
What's your point going into the speaker? Could you read that rule again?
Want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
Because this is not my time.
I'm trying to find it where you're at, so I'm trying.
Oh, it's on Pfeiffer's time.
Oh.
Pfeiffer. She called a point of order, we have to rule on point.
22.2.
Okay.
Okay, so, Madam Clerk.
I'm actually gonna have to refer to the attorney on that one.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Tim. What university you went to?
You're asking if it can be reconsidered at this meeting, given that the rules 22.2 states that a motion to reconsider may be made at the same meeting or not later than the next succeeding regularly scheduled meeting of the council, if notice has been given to the council prior to the start of the meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is Pfeiffer's time.
No, this is your point of order.
No, wait a minute.
We're still about to work within his time.
The clock.
So for the record, she called a point of order. Yeah, so, no, we'll accept it, but we're on his time. So this is not her point of order, this is his time, because he asked a question of the clerk for you, so this is Pfeiffer's time. Please start the clock.
No, point of order.
Oh.
You never ruled on hers, you defer to the clerk, and the clerk deferred to him.
Get him,
I
Tom.
didn't defer to him.
You know, you defer to the clerk.
Yeah, and then she called a point of order.
Right, okay, so point of order, we'll accept it, okay? So she's gonna give us the information that we need. So right now, we are going to go.
If that point of order is well accepted, then this conversation is a point.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
So, he deferred to the clerk. The clerk deferred to the lawyer. So you're still well within how this works. Because the person he deferred to something else.
So for clarity, Councilwoman Burns, she called a point of order. And the point of order is about this specific ruling. And so, well received for her point of order. Now we're getting clarity. So now we're back to your time.
No, point of order.
No?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Bridges.
Madam Chair, the clerk was asked a question, and the clerk deferred to the city attorney who needs to answer, and then the clock should say stop. Then his time begins again.
And the city attorney is asking me, but it's not my
Because
time.
that's clarity.
Okay, so again,
I was simply trying to
Exactly.
clarify what the question was before I.
It's still during the point of order.
okay, so, all right, so go ahead.
So I was just trying to clarify what the exact question was. My understanding is that the question is whether it can be reconsidered at this meeting, given that the rule specifies that it can be made at the same meeting or not made at the next succeeding meeting. Under that rule, as long as it's made before the next succeeding regular meeting of the council, and a notice has been provided, reconsideration can occur. In this case, today is not a regularly scheduled meeting. The next regularly scheduled meeting would be next Monday. So this is both before the next regularly scheduled meeting, and it has been given to the council by being this in the agenda.
So yes.
All right, so thank you, Madam Clerk. Are you done? All right, so go ahead and start this time. Back to you, Mr. Piper.
Okay, Madam Clerk, is this standard procedure for something to die in committee and automatically be reconsidered and brought to the next council meeting? So if something dies in committee, it automatically gets brought to council?
Because it does not specify that, the motion to reconsider doesn't specify committee or council, it just says a decision of the council. So that decision was made, that resolution failed in special affairs. So this doesn't do to committee to bring it back.
There it is.
This precedent, I said, it has not been a consideration, so yes, it can fail in committees and be brought back at a council meeting. Precedents.
That's happened before? Can you tell me another instance? Can you look that up for me? I would like to double check that. With that being said, we knew they were going to get 5 votes tonight. And we knew that they took the 2/3 off of this rule. So the only reason it's being reconsidered is because they talk and they tell each other who's going to be here when.
Yep, that
the vote show. Plain and simple. It's it's gonna go down where council members weren't allowed to ask questions, and it's going to pass. You know, that's how they silence council members, because Councilwoman Burns had questions about HIPAA. And now she won't get the answer to that because they're gonna reconsider it and pass it. So it's gonna, you know, they talk about rules and everything else. But they just wait until they get their 5 votes. And Mr. Murphy, I don't know how you feel. We still didn't get HIPAA questions answered. So obviously they talked to people and knew that they had votes.
Yep, that part.
So we'll see.
Said the black man.
All right. Mr. Murphy?
Yes, thank you. In all due respect, Pfeiffer, I'm my own individual, and when you, I really dislike when you.
Request for information.
What is your request?
Mr. Murphy, I said, I don't know how you're gonna vote. That's what I stated that.
Mr. Pfeiffer, again, improper. Proceed.
I heard you say when they get their 5 votes, so all I'm saying is, when you guys speak, I'll be listening to what you guys are saying, because I take what y'all say in consideration when I'm making my decision. So I would appreciate if you not group me with individuals, because I am an individual. I've been in this game for over 20-something years prior to being on here. I didn't get here because somebody put me in. I'm in this position because I worked hard for this position. So on this motion right here, I think we should just bring it to our next regular council meeting. So I'll be voting to move this to our regular council meeting on Monday for this particular resolution. But please, quit trying to group me. I ain't no groupie. I'm an individual, and when y'all be speaking and y'all get to talking all of that, 5 this, 5 that, I'm gonna vote for what I think is right. Man.
Anyone else would like to speak?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Well, you know, Councilman Murphy, at one point you did say that you were the 5th vote. With that being said, we're thinking you're the 5th vote. You did say you were the 5th vote at one point. But with this resolution, I do agree with Councilman Murphy and with Pfeiffer, everything that was said about this resolution. I don't know. You need 6 votes to reconsider. And I don't know if you guys have the 6 votes, because I'm not going to reconsider this. This was voted down at the meeting, the special affairs meeting last Monday. And to have it on this agenda as a reconsideration, but I knew it was going to happen, because Councilwoman Worthen is here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think they're planning to go with the 5 votes, knowing that 5 votes is not 2/3 of a vote. 6 votes would be the 2/3. So we'll see what's going to happen. But I will not be reconsidering this resolution tonight. Not at all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Anyone else would like to speak?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Burns?
Thank you. This could have easily been avoided last week. We were tired, staff. I know I was tired, and we had a lot going on, and we stayed and did the work. It was simple questions. We have always allowed and had people come for if they were here and called them up. Our agendas do not state a specific person. It didn't state everybody on there by name and by title. So to have someone come up is not out of it is the ordinary. The chair at the time was Candace Michette. She refused to let Sister Audrey Muhammad ask a question, which I was not out in the audience at that time when she was speaking with them about certifying and HIPAA. And so that was the question. Something that could have taken 20 to 30 seconds, got it rolled over, and it was unnecessary. I should be able to ask whatever questions I want to my satisfaction, not to her satisfaction, but to mine. And it was a good question, because the gentleman who was here was saying the same thing. There's a difference. And so when people try to say, well, everyone should know, and well, I don't work in the medical field. No, I do not. And so if someone was discussing what I felt I needed more information on, allow me that. Allow me that. Give me that grace, because we were here doing the work. 5 stayed, and the other 3 weren't here. And guess what? The meeting ran smooth, without a hiccup. It was, everybody was fine. As a matter of fact, Councilman Murphy was saying, see how this meeting is going? And we mentioned, see how this meeting is going? Because we stayed together. It was a huge agenda. It was a huge, I think we had 25 or 20, not 20, over 25 items. And there was a lot to go over. And 5 people were dedicated to sitting through it, asking the questions. We had them here, but then when they want to control one person, because I had questions, and they didn't like Sister Audrey Muhammad, I think because she was recalling in the 2nd ward, they stopped the dialogue.
Ms. Burns, according to Robert Rule, which you read, you cannot speak to people's motives, so let's not do that. You may call order for that.
So Sister Audrey Muhammad was not allowed to come and speak, and not speaking to motives. Sister Audrey Muhammad was recalling. That's not speaking to motives. That was a fact. She was in the 2nd ward. That's not speaking to motives. That's a fact. And so because she works in the medical field, and she was speaking with them, and we knew none of these people's names. It was about 12 people here. We knew none of them. They allowed every other person to come up with the different organizations, the different groups, different people, but they wouldn't allow her to come up, and she posed a very poignant question, which was for certifying. And that was just it. Then it just shut down and just went crazy. So when they want respect, which is often asked for, you have to give it and give the grace. Because the questions really was HIPAA. When they get this, how are these organizations going to handle this information? If they're taking my name, my social security number, my date of birth, what are you doing with the public's information? How are you handling that? Because identity theft is real. People want to know, what are you doing? Are you selling it? Because sometimes some people sell the information, give it to other organizations. What are you doing with the information? So that was a very good, and we have a responsibility to make sure if we're funding for organizations, do they understand how to keep people's lives private, their information private? That was a legitimate question. Because some of these organizations have volunteers. They're not paid workers. So are the volunteers trained? What is certifying? What is not certifying? And so just asking the question that would have took 20 or 30 seconds was all that needed to happen. That was simply it. And so as we are supposed to be, because Lord knows if I go out and ask a question, boy, they want to know, why is Councilmember Burns out there in the audience? Why is she out her seat? Because I can do that. I was serving donuts, and they was worried about, because I don't eat donuts, I was giving them to the audience. They was worried about me serving donuts. Called me the donut hostess. Candace Michelle did. I will be serving donuts before I'll be serving time. I can tell you that for Simon. So I want to make sure that when we are giving money to these organizations, we know that we're keeping the public's information private. We have that responsibility to do that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anyone else like to speak in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Just to clarify a couple of things, because we want to make sure that we're not being misleading. The whole point of that being sent to Special Affairs was to speak with the organizations about these very questions that she has. So to say that there were 12 people here, which is an exaggeration, from those organizations to speaks to the fact that there were people here from those organizations who could have answered these questions. And so if the goal was really to get your questions answered by the organizations, which was the whole point in sending it to Special Affairs, then the questions should have been asked to the organizations about their HIPAA, and about how they are upholding HIPAA and what they are doing, not some audience member who had nothing to do with the organizations. So let's be clear, concise, and honest about why that person was not allowed to speak. That person was not allowed to speak because they had nothing to do with the agenda item. And that
Again, the person had nothing to do with the agenda item or the resolution. And so to have medical professionals, because that's literally what the item was to speak to all the medical professionals who do this every day, about what they're doing every day. It makes no sense to bring someone up who does not work with those organizations of medical professionals to answer that particular question about how they are running their organizations and protecting information. The only people that can speak to that are those people. We're not going to set a precedent of someone coming up talking, speaking to a resolution they have nothing to do with. That's not going to happen. That doesn't even make sense, especially in a special affairs meeting when the whole point of special affairs is to speak to the specific people for the resolution. That's all, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Anyone else would like to speak on this in this round? Anyone else? Okay, well, seeing that there's no one else, I'll be the last to speak in the first round. It is very unfortunate that we have colleagues talking about they have their 5 votes. According to them, we should have 8 votes. If you're in support of the Gen Z Health Plan and the great work that they're doing in the city, why are you not in support? Why don't they have your vote tonight so we can move this money forward so they can go impacting people's lives? Why would we do that? We should have 8 votes, not 5. Especially when our colleagues went up to the individuals and told them, don't worry, we'll get it passed. Is this politics we're playing? Are we playing with people's lives? Yep. Do you agree with this or do you not? That's where we are. No need to keep kicking the can down the road. Councilwoman Shedd, she made it very plain. They had 12 people here. 12 people that were here and they were the ones that applied for the ARPA funding. They're the fiduciaries. So why didn't you ask someone else? Everyone had their time to speak at the elect. They received their 3 minutes. They didn't utilize it to ask about that. We had 12 professionals that applied for this money, so they know it inside and out. So why don't we direct our questions towards them? The point is, it's very unfortunate that we are playing with people's lives. We're playing with organizations that apply for ARPA funding because we're mad. There's no reason why we should not pass the Emergency Health Plan. And if the colleagues that say that they support the Emergency Health Plan and they support them the way they say they do, they'll stop holding up the progress. There is no need for us not to have 8 votes to pass this forward. They apply for ARPA funding to help make, especially people on the north side, to help the individual on the north side. It's very, very unfortunate. So I just really want to emphasize that point. Let's not talk about 5, let's talk about 8. And the fact that we are playing politics with people's lives. We're playing politics with people's lives. These people, they're trying to help individuals medically in the community. And since we don't like a colleague and we continue to say, I don't like you, I don't deal with you, I don't like you, I don't care. None of us should care about that. But what we care about is serving the individuals that in the city of Flint. Now, when your dislike for me starts trickling out into the community, we have a problem. And that's what.
I'm leaving, honey.
Okay. All right. And so when your dislike for the community, for me, spills out to the community, we have a problem. So let's make sure that we're keeping the residents first. Because right now, we're not doing that. So we are on our second round.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Burns.
Well, I'm glad that you said that we should be keeping the residents first. I agree with you with that. My dislike or disdain has nothing to do with what I feel is right for this community. And I first want to say that Sister Arjun Muhammad is a professional, yes, a licensed professional.
Amen.
So I want that to be clear. When we get up here or they get up here and question. Let me ask my question. That's all the appointed person had to do. That was it. There was nothing more, nothing less. 30 seconds or less. And that was it. Because we wanted to make sure, because I have worked those health centers, and I know the people, and R.L. Jones is busy. It's so busy, that corner walk, they go all the way down, around, and back around. And when you there, you have to shift. You may have to be loading food. You may have to be taking information. I want to make sure people's information is safe. Simple as that. Because that's their medical information. I've seen people put misinformation about people's medical issues out on social media, and it's wrong. Yeah. It's wrong. And so when we have an opportunity to make sure before we rubber stamp something, I want to make sure we get it right. Never said that I wasn't approving this. And I don't even appreciate speaking to the Modus 5. That's just wrong. Had a very good dialogue. Told the gentleman I will be supporting this. My question was about the HIPAA. The 5 of us who stayed, which was not number 2 and number 7, were not here. We discussed HIPAA. They weren't here. And there was some good questions. And we have the right to have questions. That's healthy debate, not demeaning each other. So we talk about keeping the residents first. We all shit all times. You know, I wouldn't call my residents janky. I wouldn't have put out Miss Dora Mayfield. I would have made sure I voted for the Mitchell boys. Because I make sure I keep the residents first. I put the residents first.
Past history, we need to be speaking about the residents.
Excuse me, that's improper. That's improper. She talk about keeping the community first.
You are not being germane, and you are being brought to order.
You brought up, Madam Chair, keeping the community first. So you had the segue. Did you not say that? Did you not say keeping the community first?
Regarding resolution, regarding resolution 240073.
And you did not stay on task, so therefore you allowed it while you were talking, so therefore mine should be allowed. You went way off topic.
Ms. Burns, you're being brought to order.
This is my time.
Thank you.
You're on my time. What are you gonna say about my time being brought to order?
Y'all on our time.
This is my time, not yours. You see that clock? Time Burns time. We talk about keeping this community. They can't stand to take it. They can't. Keeping the community first. They demeaned and said Sister Audrey Muhammad, I guess she wasn't a professional. That's just unclear. The dialogue she had, and then afterwards when I spoke with the professional, was other information that the colleagues who weren't here, that should have been here, because one of the 5 should have been here to get that information. Y'all wasn't here. You got up and left. You grabbed your backpack and was gone. You were gone. So I don't want people to say I'm not in support of that. I absolutely support them. Not only do I support them, I have given my time to volunteer at Asbury before, at Greater Holy Temple, and at Bethel. So I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk, and I know what it takes when the people are there. Big difference. Big difference. So when you talk about we should all, no one's saying we don't support that. That's not, when we stayed to do the work, everyone said we supported that. Everybody. Only issue was, are we making sure that information isn't being sold? Because people will sell your information. They will sell your cell phone number. They will put your information out there. It will get out there and you can't get it back once it's out there. Whoa. And so that's what we were doing. But since you weren't here, number 2 and number 7, you wouldn't know that because you were absent.
Gaslighting people.
You weren't here. We stayed to finish the work to make sure our community, their private information would be kept safe, that HIPAA was going to be followed, and we have a right to do that.
Amen.
So you're not going to shame me into doing what I know is to be right. You're not going to do that. You weren't here. You left, as you often leave. You're gone. We stayed. You didn't stay. You're the president of the city council. You should have stayed to make sure you helped to finish the work. Then you would know why I may have need to ask those questions to Sister Audrey Muhammad, because she was here. You left. You were the president. You jetted. So I'm going to make sure I do my part. And I'm not gonna allow you to demean me, and it should be all. It should be all. But what you should have did was allowed me, and Candace should have allowed me to ask that question. It was 30 seconds. She is a medical professional. She isn't somebody up off the street that just said, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. That's not what that was. And it was an agreement when I went out there and talked. But y'all so busy trying to be right, make everybody wrong, and this is where we are. This is on y'all, not on us that stayed, the 5 that did the work.
Anyone else speak the second round?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you so much. When we get ready to adopt these new rules, I want to make sure that we put in there that when a resolution comes before us, outside of the fiduciaries or outside of the agency that is directly being funded, that the council have an opportunity to be able to ask any body questions. And I don't take that back. What you guys just said, if Councilwoman Burns wanted to ask Sister Audrey Muhammad, a question concerning the HIPAA, she should have been able to be allowed to ask that question. Because in my mind, it didn't seem that they just didn't want to support the program. It was just that they had some unanswered questions. And if I am the person receiving the money, the recipient or the fiduciary, I'm really gonna give hard problem or not answer the question, but I may want somebody else that worked in the healthcare field to ask those questions. So when we try to restrict these resolutions only to the fiduciary or the agency the recipient that's receiving the funding, it's not in the rules, but it is in the rules that the president and the chair that is chairing that meeting can state whether they want to allow someone to speak. I don't think nothing was wrong with allowing her. She had 2 minutes or something left. I don't think nothing was wrong with allowing her to speak. But on the other hand, because the rules say that the chairperson can, you did have a right as a chairperson to not allow her to speak. But also, I want you to realize that not allowing her to speak still could hinder that vote that you need to get this passed. So if y'all really supported this, I'm just saying, let the young lady come up and speak and be done with it. And I said I was going to vote and move this to council on Monday because of what I heard my colleagues say. But then when I heard Councilman Jerry Winfrey Carter start speaking to the motives of 5 of us, it made me change my mind to go and get this over with. And I'm just saying, moving forward, that when you guys are speaking, and then y'all trying to speak on the motives of 5 or 6 or whatever, you just don't know, because I got mixed feelings about this resolution. So one part of me do want to support this to get it moving forward. But then when Councilman Jerry Winfrey Carter got to speaking and talking about our motives, it just turned me completely off. And it made me go the other way and be like, oh, I might as well go and support this because we just needed, the only thing I know I needed was the question of the HIPAA law to make sure that's protected where residents coming to these health centers to get that. And I think we can work that out by me supporting this. But moving forward, I just ask my colleagues, when y'all speaking, y'all should be careful about speaking on people's motives because y'all just don't know, some of these resolutions is very conflicting. And it ain't hard.
I know that's what I get them.
What?
Come on.
What? Oh, Mr. Mitchell,
What?
you're being brought to order. Go ahead.
Councilman Murphy, do you realize I did not speak to your motive? I just simply restated something that you said. That's it. I didn't speak to your motive.
Proceed.
I'm done. Thank you.
No.
Madam Chair.
Stick a fork in you.
Is that Ms. Worthing? Oh, go ahead.
2.5 hours, not one resolution has been, voted on. I'm not happy about that, I have a life. But I urge my colleagues, let's not even address who thinks of what. Let's just vote. We all know how we're gonna vote anyways. If there's a question, by all means ask it. But if someone calls you stupid, at this point, let's ignore it, because we know who they are. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Second round. Mr. Pfeiffer.
So, Mr. Murphy, you're falling for their game. Because now you're silencing
Point of information.
What's your point?
Through you to, Councilman Pfeiffer, Councilman Murphy ain't falling for anything. I'm standing up for what I believe in. Thank you.
That's invalid. That's invalid. You should be warned.
Very good.
So, they got to you because they were telling you, oh, you can reconsider it again and it's going to die. That's the only reason you changed your vote. It wasn't because what Ms. Winfrey Carter said. Let's be honest.
Oh, look, speaking of motives, we should just be speaking on our own opinion and not discussing what anyone else says or does.
You are absolutely correct.
I am speaking to my own opinion. I didn't hear what they said.
Let's not do that.
Listen and shut up. Shut
Well,
up.
Mr. Pfeiffer, we don't have the form, and that is your warning.
Oh, man.
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
I appeal
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
Oh, that's fine.
She was talking to him.
No one's
You
talking
missed
to you.
that part.
So you appeal? Okay, is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, so there is an appeal for Mr. Pfeiffer's first warning. All right. We're telling Councilman Worthing to shut up. Putting his hand up in her face. Wow. And it has been supported by Councilwoman Burns. According to, I will be the first to state what's happening. Councilman Pfeiffer is receiving a warning for violating council rules and also a charter of decorum. Go ahead, Mr. Pfeiffer.
You know, the double standard, because she didn't get a warning for sitting here opening her damn mouth the whole time that I'm talking. You didn't get a warning, but when I speak up and my microphone's on, I get a warning. So, you know what, you can take your warning and shove it, I don't give a shit. It's the double standard. When they got their 5 votes and they won't throw out or discipline their own people that are on their 5 votes, this is what happened. Because she's straight up here flapping her gums and she don't get a damn thing.
She got false teeth.
You know, you don't say, to Mr. Randy's point, you don't say one good word. But because I'm not going to vote for the 5, I'm disposable. This is unprecedented. This is unprecedented. Yeah, that's exactly what. This is all because. This is all because we wouldn't allow Miss Sister Audrey, who is a licensed professional with a master's degree in medical management. She isn't irrelevant. To Mr. Murphy's point, we should be able to not only ask the people who are asking for money, we should be able to ask industry experts. Because I'm not a medical expert. Nobody up here is. We may have fake PhDs, but we're not medical experts. is a respected member of the medical community that lives in our ward, or that lives in the community, that wants to give an opinion on something that's relevant, and we say that they're not relevant? What are we doing up here? What are we doing up here? It's a sad day when only the people who are asking for the money can speak. Anybody else, you shut them down. And unless you're gonna vote to keep the status quo, to keep the well-esteemed, the corruption in order, unless you're part of the 5, you're gonna be gone. You're gonna be gone. And Ms. Winfrey Carter, you know, Mr. Mays taught us a lot of things. And a lot of it got lost in delivery. But the more you listen to him and the more you go back and listen to what he was fighting for, my God, did he see the light before any of us else? Sad day.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Worthy.
Go ahead, Ms. Worthy. I don't know what he's talking about because I hardly say anything over here. You can't hear me saying anything, but you sure can hear him on the mic. He doesn't even try to hide it.
I don't, because I'm not faithless.
You're out of order, Mr. Pfeiffer. Proceed.
You talk a different way when you're appealing to an audience base. You are the fakest person I've ever met. I am who I am. Who I am here is who I am at home.
Oh, I feel sorry for your kids.
Mr. Pfeiffer, you have received the second warning.
Yeah,
Proceed.
see, it's things like that. That's intolerable. And it's unprofessional.
Information.
What is your
information? Did you say that it was intolerable for me being a parent to my kids?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Proceed.
I have no idea.
Proceed.
What I don't know is that
What is your point of order?
Now, Councilwoman Lewis, you're chairing this meeting. You need to give Councilwoman Worthy a warning. You need to give her a warning.
For what?
Because she's attacking Councilman Pfeiffer.
Proceed, Ms. Worthy.
No. Give her a warning.
Proceed.
There's a double standard up here. Give her a warning. Oh, but that's your girl. You're not going to give her a warning. She identifies with Councilwoman Worthy. You know what?
You're out of order. Proceed, Ms.
Oh, yeah. I appeal the ruling of the chair.
There's no appeal during an appeal, Ms. Winfrey.
Well, put it on your list.
Proceed, Ms. Worthy.
Put it on your list.
Proceed, Ms. Worthy. What is your point, Ms. Byrne?
Madam Chair, you are the president and you're mocking. That's the point.
Excuse me?
Let me finish, please. You were mocking Ms. Jerry Winfrey Carter when you said, you can't do that. You just did. I was looking right at you. You mocked her. You want decorum, you need to warn yourself. You mocked her.
I do want to know the sincere answer to what are we doing here.
Me too. I'll tell you what you're doing, nothing.
Sir, that way.
You have been here for 4.5 hours and ain't come and talked about it. And 4.5 hours, you're out of order, get your business in order. And excuse yourself. Have a nice day. Get your business in order.
Leave the chamber.
You're being disorderly. This is not going to be up
You're being disorderly, sir. Please.
You've been disorderly.
Sir. Again, this is not a chamber of chaos. Excuse me.
You are making chaos. Well, I see.
Sir, please remove yourself. Please continue this word.
really funny. It's always, you need to warn Miss Worthing. You never warn your friend or your ally. I'm not doing anything over here. That's simple. It's like the kid in the classroom saying, but what about her? But what about him? You're the problem. I didn't hear or see anyone else. And that's how it works. And it's really funny. Like, some of us belong in middle school, or we never really got over that stage, because this is ridiculous. I would call the biggest piece of shit by my colleagues. I'm constantly insulted over here, and half of it, I never say anything. Because it doesn't matter to me. If I cared what he thought, maybe it would matter, but it doesn't matter. But I think it matters to him what I think. And it matters to some of my colleagues what anyone says about them. Because there's a lot of screaming, a lot of carrying on, no business being done. Congratulations for carrying on that legacy.
Anyone else? Is that your time? So the council will stand at ease until the meeting. You have to be yourself to object from the house. So we will stand at ease until
You can't do that. When there's an objection, you can't read the room. You can't. Nobody's talking to you. Where's your neighbor? Shut up. What did you say?
Excuse me.
You call me a bitch. Bring that ass over here. No. You ate them all. You ate them all.
Excuse me, officers, can we come in? If you want to break the law. No, get yourself. We need you get yourself in your seat. Get yourself in your seat.
It's not even a meeting. You can't even say that.
She allowed that for me to get it. You a joke, Liddell. Calling somebody a bitch.
Oh, I'm giving a fuck what you take it as. I said somebody else. But I ain't saying shit to her. She called somebody.
This meeting's not in order. He can talk all he wants.
This is not even in order. And she called me.
All right, the time is now 8:13. The meeting is now being brought back to order.
We need to ask audience members control so that we can conduct this meeting.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, and roll call, Madam Clerk. And anyone that is being disorderly and loud, you shall be removed from this meeting. So go ahead, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Lewis.
Present.
Look at the clerk falling for it.
Mr. Murphy.
Present.
Well, he's corrupt.
Present. Ms. Murphy Carter is not here.
He's a corrupt attorney.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Jackson.
Present.
Ms. Worthing.
It was back there. He watched all night. And Brandon Jackson saying anything. He applauded.
We have 5 members present.
All right, we have 5 members present.
She called me a bitch, and she's not going to talk to me.
Go ahead.
I don't even talk to
Go ahead.
I don't even talk to you.
Excuse me.
I need her to be stopped screaming in my ear. She either needs to sit in her seat or go.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and go with
I don't need to be harassed.
consideration.
Yeah, we're considering. Let's just go.
And so right now we're about to vote on this property here. So go ahead, roll call, Madam Clerk.
What are we voting on?
We're voting on the building factor appeal. So
This morning?
Yeah, for this morning.
Okay, let's
Go ahead, roll call, Madam Clerk.
No. No.
No.
No.
The vote is 0 against 5. No, Madam Chair. Failed. Mr. Pfeiffer had received his first warning as well as his second warning. Therefore, he's removed from this meeting. So, now removed for reconsideration. Yeah.
Okay.
So now it's time for the vote for reconsideration. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Yes, so right now we are voting to approve resolution for reconsideration 240073. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Yeah, that's for, reconsideration.
Ms. Burns? Yes.
So they're gonna bring through. Quincy even know, man.
Yes.
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 The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The reconsideration passes.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve 2407.
Quincy's the fifth vote, just like you said.
So, excuse me. We need to make sure that we have order. So, Mr. Pfeiffer, that is your warning. Please, let's start doing that. So right now, the chair, we're entertaining a motion to pass the consent agenda.
Why you messing with the audience, man? That ain't even necessary.
Mr.
That ain't even necessary. You gotta quit engaging with the audience.
I had previously discussed this with the attorney, and he says, no, let me go ahead and approve it. Normally, we would just go ahead and vote on it, and then we do the consent agenda after reconsidered item. No, we're just reconsidering.
Okay, all right.
So I'm making a motion, Madam Chair, to approve 240073.
All right, there's a motion on the floor to approve resolution 240073. Any support?
Support.
All right. So, they have been moved to properly second, and, go ahead,
Call the question.
you have called the question? So, any support?
Support.
Supported by Councilman Knight. Did that hear? Okay, got it. All right, so roll call, Madam Clerk, and the call for the question.
I mean,
It's over. Excuse me, we have too much commotion in the corner, and we can't hear. So, Mr. Wilson, please. So, yes, so this is a call for the question.
Yes.
Yes, so call for the question.
Yes. She said yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
yes.
No.
Vote is 5 yes, 1 no. That resolution passes.
That was the call.
That was the call for the
Oh, my goodness, okay. Call for the question, I apologize. So now, we are voting to pass resolution 240073.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
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 Vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
Madam Chair?
Councilman Senator.
Me? I don't
Not word, I'm sorry.
Listen, I'll just raise my hand every time. I move to, the consent agenda. Considering some separation.
All right, support.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Priestley.
Yes, I would like to separate 240093 and 240079.
You said 79 and 93?
Yes, ma'am. 93 and 79.
All right, got it. All right, any more?
Madam Chair.
Still out over here.
Okay, so we're still, excuse me, Councilwoman in the 5th Ward who's supposed to be in her left to see, we hear you. So let's
I'm standing up here. You pay attention to what's going on up here.
that is your warning, audience member.
I am not in this meeting.
I know, you're in the audience, so.
And you don't call me out.
I did.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm talking to you.
You need to be paying attention to what's going on up here.
That's your second warning. That is your second warning.
Madam Chair.
I'm sorry.
Point of
We
order.
will have order.
Point of order.
Go ahead. As you make your way out the chamber. Proceed. Jazz.
Point of order.
What's your point?
It's still going on when I call point of order.
What's your point?
Let me finish. You have to close your mouth, Madam Chair. You're still engaging afterwards. Still engaging. She's not in the meeting, Madam Chair, and you are antagonizing her by saying, let me finish.
That's an improper.
I'm not done yet, so you wouldn't know if it's improper if I'm not done. You have to allow me to complete my train of thought. Thank you. So what I'm stating to you, Madam Chair, is number one, if she is in her seat, then it's not your place to call the council member at 5th Ward is out of her seat. Y'all need to stop that garbage. Stop that. She's got her coat on. She's not in the meeting. You calling her because she's not in this meeting has no relevance. You were wrong for antagonizing her. You're bullying her. You are.
Okay.
She's got her coat on.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Burns. And that is your second warning for improperly using.
Wow!
You know what, Liddell?
No, it's Madam Chair.
No, it's Liddell Janky Lewis is who it is. That's who it is. You know, I need to be removed because my attorney by the police, please. I need a police escort out. Because I'm not going to play with you. And I can tell you what, you know who he is. He'll be getting the call. Let me call him now. I need a police escort. Are you removing me from this meeting illegally because I used the point of order properly? Are you removing me?
That's the second time.
Are you removed? I need to be removed from my seat with the police then.
Sounds like they're trying to supersede you.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to be quiet.
Sounds like I don't know what to do.
You not hearing me.
Order the chambers. Ms. Burns, you have been asked to leave.
And I've asked for a police escort. And I've asked for a police escort because if you are removing me from my seat, I want a police escort. Are you on with them? Tell him they removed me like you said. Now you think I'm playing. Oh, and it won't be Lento Law, okay? This time. So you understand that one. You need, if I'm being removed, because I'm not leaving my elected seat for her.
Councilwoman Burns, you are being disorderly, and according to the disorderly person city code subsection,
I need to be removed from my
that persists in disrupting this meeting.
I object if you're going at ease, and I'm in my seat. You don't know what I'm being. You don't even know. So be quiet. You need to be quiet. I'm not thinking about you. I'm not thinking about you. Okay? So what you say? Okay, and I need to have officers out here. He said there is this. Okay. Did I take my seat serious? I asked.
There it is.
That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. No. You need to leave that alone, okay? Because we're going to get on that $4,750 checks that you got, Okay? And you took that $11,000 lawnmower.
He's
I need to be able, I'm not, why are you talking to me? No, it's not.
Yes,
You
he
know
is.
what
He's telling you what to do.
He's on the look.
He's telling you what to do, and you do it.
Mind your business. Why are you in my business?
I mean, why he in your business?
Well, I don't even deal with you.
Is that what I'm talking about?
Why?
Hey, Tony, come on.
Look at him. Tell him.
Are you removing me from, I need to have a sergeant remove me.
Hey,
You need to come up here from my,
Yes, Sergeant.
here, sergeant.
there he is.
Yes, sir.
Can you remove me from my seat? Okay.
She's asking.
You are removing.
Because you're asking.
I know what's talking to you, Mom.
And I'm not talking to you. Now what? And I'm not doing it. So now what? Now what? I'm not doing it. So now what?
Okay.
Now what?
Quincy, shut up for that stolen line.
Make.
I'm not gonna say go.
No, I said make.
So now what?
Make me.
So now what?
You can't make me.
Because you love it with TV and that's me. So now what? So now what?
You say no, say nothing to me. I'm just saying. 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 You know why? You know why? You know why? You know why?
All right, come on.
We're just down here to do the business. Why we can't do our business, man? Why we can't do our business? No, you're not. You doing somebody else's business. You voted for that one thing, man. Cause emotions. I'm just saying. Candace, don't you even say nothing.
No.
Don't you even say nothing. No.
Don't address me. You address another man. Don't address me. Address another man.
I address both of y'all.
No, you don't address me. You gotta find a man to address.
I'm gonna address you.
No, you
I'm
won't.
gonna address you.
You won't.
I'm gonna address him. I'm gonna address both of y'all.
Yeah, I know we won't address any business. We know you ain't got hands. We know why you won't address me.
You a huge disappointment, man. You, Quincy, y'all two, man. I thought y'all
Address a man.
independent thing. I thought you had my hey, I thought you would be independent thing.
Okay, let's go.
You just said that you're gonna vote for something because somebody said something about you. That's emotional as hell, bro.
That's fine.
Okay, yes, hey, that's
Hey,
emotional as hell.
last man number five.
That's emotional as hell. It ain't nothing you gonna do about it. That's all you gonna do too. That's emotional as hell. That's all you gonna do. That's all you gonna. I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about you.
Oh, he's not a man.
You don't scare me.
He's not a man.
You don't scare me.
He's not a man. He's not a man.
You don't scare me. He's not a man. You gonna do it. But see what I'm talking about?
I thought you were I thought you were independent.
It ain't nothing you gonna do about it.
For real. I thought you were Quincy.
I'm over here to do my business. I'm over here to do my business.
Cut the grass. You're not even common sense.
And look at their behavior.
Quincy was too
Look
emotional.
at their behavior.
Like I said,
Ready for the problem.
Hey, get that another lawnmower over.
I'm gonna be cutting grass too. And I'm gonna be cutting grass. And I'm gonna be cutting grass.
The time is now 8:29, and this meeting is being brought back to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Lewis?
Present.
Mr. Murphy?
Present.
Ms. Priestley? Present. Mr. Carter is not in. Connie Burns is not in. Ms. Machette?
Present.
Mr. Bradford? Ms. Worthing?
Yeah. Oh, present.
All right, so we have 5. How many people we have present, Madam Clerk?
5 members present.
All right. So we have 5 members present. So we are currently on the consent agenda, and we had 2 celebrations. All right. Any more? All right, so seeing none, we're gonna go ahead and vote to pass the consent agenda, which includes everything with the exception of resolutions 240079 and resolution 240093.
Point of order.
Go ahead.
Was it 240?
I heard earlier 240071.
No, nine.
What page is that on?
It's not.
It's not on the, it's,
Oh,
that's the one that's.
all right, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Murphy?
240109, the appointment of the Mass Transportation Authority Board, Candace Michelle.
All right. So it will include everything besides those three, okay? Is that it, Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
All right. So now we're about to vote to approve the consent agenda. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Wood? Yes. Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Carter is absent. Ms. Burns is absent. Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Mr. Franklin is absent. The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The consent agenda has passed. So now we're on to the first separation, which is resolution 240079, the St. John Memorial Project.
Madam Chair.
And, Ms. Priestley?
I make a motion to amend resolution 240079 to add the following account numbers, to change the account number for the ARPA, FUDST, CSLRF, whatever, the $500 that we had previously allocated to St. John's, 500,000 to 287-751.720-801.000, and the $250,000 from resolution 220433 to account number 101-701.000-801.000.
Okay, so we are voting to make it a point one.
Yes. Well, we have to get a second.
Second.
All right. It has been seconded by Councilwoman Mashat. Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you. Emily, for working on this project and moving this forward. Could you tell me where will we be at? What's the next phase once this resolution gets passed?
Absolutely. Thank you, Councilman. Good evening, council members. Once this is passed, with your hopeful support tonight, we will be able to enter into a contract with AE Collaborative, and they will be able to start it right away. So this is the next step. We just need your support tonight.
This contract is to do what?
They will be, it's a combination of having a visioning, like 1 or 2, it's like 2 months of having community input, and then as well as community visioning, and then they will put together construction drawings based on that, and then they will be able to actually get construction started by next March because of all of that. So
I thought we already went through this with the St. John Memorial thing. I've been attending some of their meetings, and we did have some drawings, and we did have a vision of what we did. So we have been doing things. How all of a sudden we doing what we already did all over again? I'm not getting it.
my understanding is that the committee has had a few different ideas, and so what we were told is that they needed to have additional community input. So I'm happy to talk with you more about that. That's
You
what
said they had to have additional community input because of why?
I'm sorry, are you asking about
Yeah,
why is
I'm
community
saying-
input, or why is AE Collaborative saying that?
My understanding was we already had something in place. So what happened? So now this is moving all the way to next year in March, that they go get started on any kind of movement when it comes down to the project outside of it. I looked at some designs, I thought the pavilion and the trail and the new parking lot, I thought all of this, the monuments that they wanted, the historical facts. So, like, the $250,000, I think that was two years ago that we approved that with the sale of the St. John Community Center that you guys received $500,000 and $250 went towards the St. John Memorial thing, and I think $250 might have went to general funds in the city of Flint. I'm not sure what the other funds. So you telling me now that approving this resolution, we got to go back to the drawing table, and the St. John committee want to turn around and come up with a different scope of work?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not a different scope of work, it's construction drawings, which also includes erosion permits, because it is right on the river, and all of that does require a lot of time. So, my apologies if I made it
So
sound like
that
it's a
part
different
right
scope
there,
of work.
that part is changing, but not the design.
Correct.
What they are. Okay.
But where they place the pavilion,
Okay.
based on the feedback from when they were applying for the erosion permits, or where they actually place the monuments based on the weight. Like, for example, if the material of those memorials, the historic plaques, the material themselves will actually depend on where the soil can handle that much weight, because they want to make sure that these are not things that could be ripped apart or fall apart, right? So they're going to be very substantial posts, whatever it is, and so the actual materials themselves, that has to make sure that they have those drawings that then meet the community standards, but also can pass all of the soil permits and the erosion permits and the actual construction drawings. So it's kind of like bringing the two sites together. So I'm happy we can talk about this more if you want to talk to AE Collaborative.
I would have preferred for you guys to just talk about it more with me anyways.
Okay.
Being that, it's in my ward and I've already been attending the committee, and I don't want to just hear things when they come here. I was expecting that we had already approved this funding, but I guess because when we moved the ARPA dollars to general fund account, that might have changed to $500,000. So I can see that. But I'm always, got anything to do with any projects in the borough, I'm always available. And we got another project that I'm sure you're aware of in the third ward that I would love to be able to be at the table. And I don't want to see it come before city council and then I got to vote on it openly when we could have had a discussion.
All right. Anyone else like to speak? The first round? All right, anyone else like to speak in the second round? Okay, seeing no one, we are voting to amend resolution 240-079.1. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley.
Yes.
Ms. Shad.
Yes.
Ms. Worthing.
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The resolution 240-079 has been changed to .1. So now we are looking for a motion.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve 240-079.1. Support.
Supported by the Councilwoman in the 7th Ward. Any debate? First round? Any debate in the second round? All right, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley.
Yes.
Ms. Shad.
Yes.
Ms. Worthing.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
And the vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. Resolution 240-079.1 has passed. Now we're on to resolution 240-093.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Priestley.
I make a motion to postpone indefinitely 240-093.
All right, motion on the floor to postpone indefinitely resolution 240-093. Any support?
request from the administration because this has to come as a form of an ordinance and not a resolution.
Oh, okay, all right. So, thank you. Anyone else like to speak? First round, anyone else like to speak in the second round? All right, so seeing none, we are at resolution 240093 to postpone indefinitely per the advisement of administration. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Ms. Burton? Yes. Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Yes.
Five yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That resolution has been dropped indefinitely. Now, Mr. Murphy.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to move appointment 240109 back to committee.
All right, there is a motion to move resolution. Yes, so there's a motion on the floor to move resolution 10109 to the government committee. Any support?
The girl knows she was wrong. Give the people dying and stuff and look at over there. Call the shots.
All
Stay
right.
tuned.
Any support?
Support.
Okay, so supported by Ms. Priestley. So, any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Okay, so I served on the MTA board, and I was appointed by the mayor. It was me and Councilman Winfrey on the appointment, and a letter was sent to then President. What's her name in the Southern Ward? Ali Herkerow, to appoint me as the council appointment on the MTA board. So I've been serving on the MTA board for 3 or 4 years. So this is not, I did tell them I wanted to stay on there as an appointment and take Councilman Herb Winfrey's spot as the council person, being that I've been on there for 4 or 5 years now. And I ain't gotta learn what's going on with the MTA. So for some reason or another, Ali Herkerow, I think just a lot of stuff was going on, never brought the resolution before city council. So now it's an appointment to put Candace Michette on there. I'm not saying I'm totally against it, but I was only kind of removed from the appointment for the MTA because I won the city council seat. So now we here with this appointment coming up and the special affairs, and then I know Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey always say that these are things that can get done in committee first. I don't see why it's urgent to bring an appointment for the MTA to a special city council meeting without vetting it through committee first. So not to say I'm against it or for it, I just think the way that it's being brought today and this being brought on the special affair, what's the urgency when that seat kind of been open for a council appointment this long? So I don't see an urgency to bring it before city council special council meeting today without vetting it through the committee. So I won't be supporting it today. Not saying I won't support it in the near future, but I think it should go through the committee first.
All right. Anyone else like to speak? Anyone else like to speak? Okay.
I'm not sure what needs to be vetted. I'm on the council, you all see my resume. It's a vetting process normally for people that we are not familiar with their work and what they've done. So I'm not sure why this needs to go through the committee to be vetted. There's nothing to vet. I'm literally a council member already.
All right. Anyone else? All right, seeing that there is no one else, we are gonna vote to send appointment 240109 to committee. So, for more discussion. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Shedd?
No.
Ms. Worthing?
No.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
The vote is 2 yes, 3 no.
The vote is 2 yes, 3 no, so that motion failed. Let's go. All right, the chair entertain another motion.
I move to approve. I move to adjourn. I move to adjourn.
All right, there has been a motion to adjourn. Any support? Support. All right, support by Councilman in the fourth ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Worthing?
Ms. Worthing?
Yes. Ms.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes. Yes.
Ms. Priestley? Yes. Mr. Shedd? Mr. Shedd? Five yes, 0 no.
All right, so it's 5 yes, 0 no. This is 8:47. The city council meeting has now adjourned. Thank you.
I ain't heard no fat lady say.
Oh, no, we're at my cousin started.
Well, we didn't have, you know, we didn't have to. All that was just foolishness.
Again, it's two concepts I love. It's foolishness.
Hey, they gonna hit me. This is neck that boy. I forgot y'all fighters. What the fuck? Ha ha! Whatever. Oh, this one did it. That was wrong. Wow. Hey, come on, do it. Hey, just, whoa, talking all that trick talk. Man, talking all the way. The black woman talking all that junk. And white woman talk that junk too. And all that junk. Trick work. Look at them. Pulling all those. Dang. I can't enough. All that junk. You see that? The woman talking about somebody talking about attack on senior citizens. What is a senior citizen? You don't know what a senior citizen is? All that junk. That what they ain't lasting on. Stupid, wicked questions. Trick questions. Junk. All junking people's lives. Look at that what you doing. Can't even put enough food in my mouth for people like you. I like to get some of things in the back. Damn! Get on out the way. Oh, this show. Whoa! There's waiting for food on the go. Dang, pulling on somebody. Don't know how you get into bed to make love. The black one talking all that stuff. We learn that stuff. Junkie people. Man, what they talking about? Don't know who they talking about. Attack on senior citizens. She didn't want to fuck that stuff up. Like a senior citizen supposed to be around. Jump! Thank you is. But get that stuff in that school teacher up there. All people living too long. You're junkie heathens. Look at that. Look at this woman still all that. Got this old woman looking all right. Like she's scared. Put her hand on a black man. Like she ain't no jump. scaring the people. You know, some kids jump. Ain't nobody scaring Tarzan. Then you up there study talking stuff. Mama and Tarzan here. Such a black woman that you is. That took some grin on it. Oh. Hey, but Jack, come in that milk. Hurry up, come on down here. Man, what the hell? Hey, come in that milk.
Because I actually keep track of those. And I had some songs that had been, and I was with Jennifer's
All right, Judy.
If you come with me. You what? You wasn't back. Yes, they get. No? They care.
All right, Bill. Stay back.
police training, police training.
You better come back.
Well, you guys have your meeting Thursday as well. Joe there.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off.
Again. See that jump?
It's actually serious harassment. I feel sexually harassed.
But
Joe is the